Starting. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Shadow Guardians, which I guess now we're calling, this is the prologue part 2. I think we probably mentioned that before, but still. It's been an eventful time for your party, hasn't it? These last few sessions, from a summon attack to... Why is this not working? Why didn't you play? One moment.
A little too eventful.
Yes, here we go.
Ain't eventful enough, though.
For some, not eventful enough, but yes. After a grand summit attack that was at a peace summit, to unearthing some secret summon the party would rather stay quiet, we'll say, to some losing some, I wouldn't really necessarily say companions, but maybe to some they would view some of their machines as that have been with them for the majority of this adventure, to now getting new ones that have some secrets of their own yet to be told. And perhaps that's where we should begin, as your party has now, at this point, made it out of all of those situations and is currently was currently on break from a large meeting you were having with several of the main officials that were part of the initiative's push to combat the retribution, or Memorem retribution, as it were. The meeting has somewhat separated, or I guess I should say segmented now, with Macy and Joe, or Koa Joe, making their ways back to their vessels to convene with the rest of their people, the Consortium people, as well as I didn't mention they were there, but the Noblesse leaders would also have been there, or one of the Noblesse leaders. It would have been Mirth, probably would have been there. They are all basically dispersing now and going back to their people, as the rest of this conversation is a bit more specific to your group or your party, as it pertains to the operation you decided you're going to go on to next, as well as some confidential information that can't be discussed above with the other officials nearby. Even Asheen is at least not present for the first part of this meeting, or the second part of this meeting. Asheen was also asked to kindly step out, which of course he did not have any issue with. He understands the situation. It was not due to a lack of trust with him. After all, they did say for all the other leaders and other people too that they would need to leave. However, to that extent, you are all brought back into into the meeting room, looking around the circular table, and they will be Lyshishka, of course, is still present with Kaya. Brew is still there, but the pain meds are kicking in, so he's a little bit more like chipper and talkative, but he's been relatively quiet past the few bits of information or things you've talked with him about during the brief or the break period. But now that break period is over, Lyshishka will begin by looking over to Balin, or not Balin, looking over to Crow, actually. And she will kind of say, and she will kind of nod as she says, "So, I would like a report on all of the on the machines you have brought, as well as to provide a report to you in terms of what has happened since you've been gone." Crow will sit up and kind of adjust his posture, be a little bit more less informal, as he was kind of slouching a bit. And he will say, "Right. Well, we from Helen. Sorry, Helena gave us a machine from, I believe He kind of looks to the left and right, and Lyshishka kind of nods. Do not worry. The only people in this room that are allowed to hear this are present." He nods, and he says, "Helena sent us over the Quan unit. It's, I guess you could say a loan, maybe? I'm not really sure." She kind of raises an eyebrow. "A loan? Well, maybe it's not a loan exactly. He said that it was for us to use. Us as in, I guess, me, and he looks over at you, Emiko. But
Yeah, all for us.
he said, well, he had a message with it. She kind of nods. A message, you say? Can you play that message? He kind of looks over. He grabs his device, his transceiver device, starts typing in something, and then on the large kind of circular table, the projection appears, and you can see a kind of you don't see a hologram of Halanaya, but you see like a kind of like waving like sine wave appear, and as you can hear Halanaya's voice speak, you can see the wave kind of shift and move as Halanoya's voice comes on and says, "My dear Imiko, as well as my grandson-in-law, Crow.
Emiko smacks.
I understand that things are becoming more cagey as it pertains to the guild's missions, as well as it pertains to the events in Memorem. I have fears that our other foes abroad, we'll say, might also be acting in part in some of these events. To that extent, I wish to extend something to you. I was not there for you when you fell down to Jakar, and I was not there for you as you grew up here. So I know it is a lot of you to ask of you, and I know it is a lot to take in. However, I wish to provide something for you, something I could not when you were younger. Protection and a tool. That is why I am giving you the Quan unit. It is specially designed for you and Crow's purpose. It will only activate for both of you, no one else. Unless you, well, he'll add that. He'll say, unless, of course, you allow them to. It is a peculiar unit, not like many other vanguards. The details of which I cannot disclose, but I can promise you that it will protect you. It is equipped with much of the state-of-the-art equipment that we took down from where we came from, we'll say, as well as some of the equipment that we found in storage in the Vale's Heart facility. It is restored to the point of function. There are still some kinks in the system, but it should work nonetheless. And, the voice kind of pauses for a moment before it says, I am expecting that you will be engaging many of the people that that partially led to your travel here, we'll say. This will be a tool that will be instrumental in combating them. I have left a subunit AI aboard, or SI unit aboard the machine as well. Once it's reconnected with your main unit at the ship, the Guardian's memories will be effectively the same as the one that is aboard. He the voice will trail off as the comms will begin to kind of like start to distort, and he says, "And Imiko, I would like you to please be safe, my little Imiko." And the transmission ends. Crow kind of nods and he says, that was the transmission he left us. Shishka nods and says, Well, I'll have to make sure that I give him a formal thank you. This unit will definitely be instrumental in things going forward. That being said, what is your evaluation, Crow, Imiko? I believe that you used it in a battle recently, correct? Crow would just nod.
Yeah, we did, and it's pretty damn awesome. Cuts a single mech in twain. That's what I can tell.
Crow nods and he says, "Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm reminded of being in the." He looks over a bit at you, Apani, and Latricia, because he's a little bit reminded of being inside Nameless, but it feels different. I mean, it's still a Vanguard, but I don't know. Something about it feels visceral, I guess. Just kind of like raised an eyebrow. Visceral, you say? He's like, yeah, just... I guess that's the best way to describe it. Nothing bad, inherently, I guess, just something I noticed. And, it also seems to... How would I put it? I felt a lot closer to Imiko while I was piloting
Yeah,
it, I mean.
same here. Same here.
I just she kind of thinks, like, closer, you say. Would you allow us to look somewhat at the system?
I look at Crow, like, to see if he also, like, is gonna go with it.
He kind of thinks. Helena did seem like he wanted us to mainly look at it, but, he kind of looks at you. What do you think? It's not that I don't trust Lyshishka or anything, I just, Lyshishka looks and says, Go ahead, sir.
She looks at Shishka and say, probably you and some trusted people, alright?
I understand. If the issue is confidentiality, then yes. I will make sure only my most trusted are looking at it. Of course, the ones that can understand it, of course. Kaya kind of sits up. Yes? Would you mind fielding this for them? She just nods. Of course. Yes. The Quan unit. She like looks. You can see she's looking at some like a screen on the table, and she kind of reads something. 04. This unit is the 4th unit of its series, based on this name. She kind of thinks. Yes. Yeah, she says, if you're wondering what... Because you all can pull things up as well on, like, your screens. If you're wondering what she's reading the model number of the actual Quan unit. She's not just calling it, like, the call sign of it. She said the name, if you wanted to look at what it says, is BAR3V4ASP1. Which stands, well, ostensibly, which stands for, what is it? Beast of Possibility Series, Alta Revival, Generation 3, Vanguard Unit 4, Advanced Special Type 1.
Interesting.
That's why she said she says the 4th unit of its series. So
the first of its series. Huh?
Fourth unit.
Oh.
That's what V4
Fourth
stands
of
for.
The series.
Yep, Vanguard Unit 4.
Okay. And Imiko like looks down from her pad and she says, "And Beast of Possibility is the first of its kind, right?"
She kind of thinks. The guild has no data on. The guild has no data on any type of series known as Beast of Possibilities, neither from the Alta Latel nor in general, meaning that this series is most likely secretive from the Alta Latel.
That's or probably one of its kind. I guess we're special after all. Yeah, I guess we're special after all. She looks at the Crow with a nod and a smirk. Yeah, I guess we're special after all.
But Shishka kind of thinks. She kind of ponders out loud a bit, and she says, "I wonder what happened to units 1 through 4, or 1 through 3." Well, regardless, yes, the fact that we have it in our in our arsenal is something that we will have to make sure we note it's useful. Additionally, we don't have all the details, of course, on the system's capabilities and systems, like I said, but once we are able to get a full grasp of that, perhaps we can start cracking the code on how more of this works.
If it lets you guys in anyway.
Yes, of course. That leads us to the next unit that you brought. Well, one of the other units you brought. That being the glint booster. Though this one, admittedly, I have much more familiar with. After all, I did have it commissioned to be created. I did have it commissioned to be created. She looks over at upon you and Latricia. How are both of you faring after piloting it?
I like it very much.
Latricia
I
nods.
loved it.
I did.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know if it's necessarily the same feeling, but I did feel a lot closer to Latricia as well.
She kind of thinks, interesting. So it has a similar... She kind of says, so the system might be similar then.
I don't know.
She's kind of looking a bit back at the Quan unit as she's saying that, but she kind of will gloss over, kind of glaze over that and continue. Well, regardless, you are not feeling any sort of external extreme fatigue or anything since using it?
No.
That's
Okay.
good. That means it means that we have definitely fixed the authentication issue, or I should say the connection issue. It seems that the nameless unit was not exactly accepting of other types of packs. We made the glint booster using Draken-based technology, so it seems that it's willing to accept that.
Is it potentially... Does it incorporate Draken technology, like in Nameless itself?
Yes.
The original design?
Nameless was actually from Draken originally. However, the machine was not completed and was presumed a defective failure. I managed to scrape it, we'll say, after some things. And with the assumption, or I should say the agreement, that we would pass on any additional data that we received from its pilot testing.
Okay.
That being said, I don't think that they would have expected the capabilities of the unit. And no doubt, I'm sure they'll be wanting more information about it once they hear about its record as of late. And its pilots. She looks over.
Yeah. As long as they know I don't plan on sharing Nameless with anyone at this point.
Yes, I'm sure we'll have to explain to them that Nameless is happy where it is. I'm sure that might be obtuse to some. Well, regardless.
I'll get used to it.
Yes, she looks over. I see that you mostly used Nameless's its original main weapons before, in the last combats. Is there a reason why, or were you just trying to hide some of its capabilities?
Well, the last combat wasn't exactly a major challenge, so I didn't really feel the need to use maximum force, I'll say.
Latricia nods.
Same here.
We felt like it was efficient enough to do what we did. She nods.
Yes.
Understood. Well, in general, looking at these... actually, Kaya will speak up per se. In general, looking at both of these units' capabilities, of course, them being vanguards is one thing, but they are far past the usual standards of them. For instance, even our quartz unit, the original designs at least, is far surpassed by both of these units. Now, at this point. Nameless's special capabilities with psionics and control of the glint missile system, I'm sure will be insurmountable in some combats. There's also another thing that we're still tweaking, but a form of active camouflage through light refraction should be also operational soon. Patricia kind of notes active camouflage. Kaya kind of nods. Yes, it uses the how shall we say micro missiles the glint booster can deploy, instead of in an explosive manner. It uses them to reflect light off of the metal plates on the machine. In a way, it makes it relatively invisible to the naked eye. but not impossible to see. Well, sense, I should say, is more accurate. And then, the Quan unit. Just on my preliminary observations, I can concur that it is definitely as strong as that of the Nameless unit, though for different means. The Quan unit seems to be tailored more for medium and close-range engagements. Crow kind of nods to that.
Himiko also nods to that as well. Not only that, it's got a super special secret thing we found in there, but we're not going to tell you that. You can see that on the field.
She kind of looks over. A special thing, you say?
Just, I was rooting around, like, while we were maintaining it, and, I think, our enemies are definitely not gonna like it. Or, they'll probably like it. She's, like, giving me a little grin. Yeah, they'll definitely love it.
Kaya's definitely curious, but she's like, I'm sure we'll find it probably on us, combing of the system. Just to make sure that everything's safe. She looks over at Crow and you. Of course.
She looks at Crow. You still wanna let them root around, or?
If Kaya is looking through, then, yeah, I trust her.
Yeah, she nods, and then she nods to Kaya. Yep, dig away then.
That leads us to the third machine. That leads us to this third machine that you brought with you. Well, several others, of course, but the third main new one. That being the Raven. And she kind of looks over at Crow a bit. She kind of says, "Is this that project you said you've been working on the side?" Crow nods, and he's like, He looks over, and this time, like, Lyshishka kind of, like, motions for him to continue. And he'll look over at the group, and he says, "So, well, I guess it's convenient that we didn't necessarily need it immediately, considering we got these 2 new units, but I used the planet system to I used the planet system to kind of make a unit after everyone's fighting styles. Or more accurately, they could adapt to different people's fighting styles. So it should work with a lot of people on the team. It's got the ability to channel spells through it. It's got the ability to use certain maneuvers. He kind of thinks. It's got mostly standard. It's got some standardized weapons, but it's designed after the Pearl, so it's capable of using any of the packs. In fact, it's got what I designed is one of the things I designed was an affinity pack system. It should be able to. He looks over to Lore and he says it should be able to even use alto packs. She kind of like raises an eyebrow at that.
Ooh.
How? She's like, how is that possible? Did you ask the Alto for some technological expertise? He said, he looks over. Do you know how the planet system works? Actually, do any of you? He kind of looks over.
Not exactly. Though I wouldn't mind learning.
He looks over at Kaya and Lyshishka, and they both nod. Well, actually, Lyshishka will continue. Actually, will add on to this. This is actually quite important. To be frank, it's the reason why Kaya, or more specifically Crow, is wanted by the enemy. And Crow just kind of he nods, kind of looking down for a second. He's like, "Yeah, I think it is."
Himiko's like pat him on the back, like, yeah, it's alright.
Lyshishka will continue and say, the planet system. Actually, I'm gonna Control F. Actually, I want to read what it says. I misspelled the word planet. Shouldn't be hard to spell. Okay. Planet. There it is. I wonder if I should have looked for case sensitive. It probably would have found it quicker. Was that it? Wait, what was this? Oh, no, that's... Welcome to the Planet program. That's cool. Where's the details that I'm looking for? Also, let me, there we go. Get your Xenosaga stuff. Thank God this track doesn't get caught, doesn't get YouTube upset. It's a good one. Control F, planet. I could go off of memory, but I actually don't want to, like, misspeak. Alright. So, Lyshishka will continue, and she will say, the planet system is a special platform that's capable of creating various different types of engineered objects in a very swift manner, and it does so off of the psionic or cerebral information that's provided to it by those that are connected to the system. Brew kinda...
Oh, are you connected to the planet system?
Brew kinda looks over, he's like, could you... Could you speak in layman's terms a bit for some of us less engineering inclined? Please. Shishka nods and she says, actually, Crow would probably add. What it means is, yeah, Apani's right. Effectively, all of us are connected to the planet system in one way or another. And it uses the things that we think and the engagements we have to produce something that will be useful to us. Think about it like... he kind of thinks. Or, no, he wouldn't think. He would say, he would probably say that. He would think, remember in the Vale's Heart facility, when we came back and we had those new tools? Remember, Imiko, the channeling arm?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The reason why it was, well, defective, but also why we were able to have it so quickly, is that the planet system produced it for us.
That's fascinating.
Lo kind of thinks, right, but if that's the case, you didn't have that before. You didn't have that before. We went into the facility, I mean. Wait, you're telling me that this system was able to create something in a matter of hours? Like that?
Oh. Kind of like a 3D copy machine, right?
He nods. He's like, exactly. The system itself is the learning algorithm that takes all the information that we provide it, and then it spits it out using a 3D printer, so to speak.
That's
nice.
Cool.
Well, I wish it could be like a printing in a matter of seconds, though, but guess we have to make do with hours, I guess.
Alora's like,
Yeah,
even a matter of hours is astonishing. Do you know how long it took for us to make the Odyssey? The initial ones, I mean. Or even the Wayas, for that matter.
It's really impressive. I think, honestly,
nods.
if it could do it in seconds, that would be a little too good, you know?
Kaya kind of nods. The factor you're thinking about, Miss Allure, is a factor of a time span of hours as opposed to weeks or months in terms of production, yes. And yeah, Allure kind of looks a bit astonished hearing that. Like, yeah, she's just more of taken aback, like kind of thinking about it. And Crow will continue and say, yeah. It's the thing about it, though. It's not just the fact it can make things fast; it's how it makes it. Remember what I said? It uses the information we provide it. The reason why it made a channeling arm was because because we were relaying to the system that the creatures or entities we were fighting were weak to paracausal energy. Or it was a thing we could use. It couldn't produce something that could produce that signal, but it could produce something that could channel off of people that could. And that's why emotion to you, Imiko, henceforth, why it made the channeling weapon.
Ooh, that's badass.
the same way it produced the Ravenstark pack. We needed a weapon that could. We needed something that could generate. That could boost the overall charge amount, or charge hold of a standard prism unit or a standard quartz, or not quartz. Standard prism unit or standard pearl unit. We needed something that could potentially cut through shipboard weapons, and also something that could shoot high concentrations of energy to pierce through things. Henceforth, it started designing that. And that's why we have that. And then eventually, when I fed it the information of our party, and directed how that information would be processed, it produced an Armored Knight based off of the standard issue Pearl unit. Balin kind of says, "Wait, did you use Wait, did you use this system then to make the Redeemer and not Reclaimer? What the fuck is that unit called? Redeemer and Rescue. That's it. Redeemer and Rescue units then." He nods. Brisk knows about it too as well, but yeah, we took the information from Seiyun and Titus, and also we took the standard Rook unit that we had captured, and then combined it with some of the guild's technology, and that's how we were able to produce those units within a span of 6 months, and test them, and utilize them now. She kind of thinks, astonishing. In a matter of months, something that could take years of production. And she looks over at Crow and he says, yes, and it comes from all of our heads as well. Technically, someone usually needs to direct the system. After all, if you're just putting information into like a terminal, it doesn't really mean anything until you interpret it, right? Well, in that case, that's what me or Kaya, or even sometimes even Latricia could do. Making I guess you could say a song out of the random musical notes, or assorting building a structure out of blocks. You provide the blocks, one of us can provide the actual architecture part. He kind of looks, so are you getting how it works now? He's looking at all of you, I should say.
Thinking I'm getting the picture, yeah.
Upon it? Latricia? Latricia kind of nods.
Sorry, I just realized I was muted. I was talking all the time.
What were you?
I was saying, yes, this is really fascinating. I would love to, if you could teach me.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this stuff can also be used to make personnel weapons too, so it's not even just for vehicles.
Ooh.
I mean, not only just weapons though, you could make a bunch of things. Maybe even structures and other things. Though, of course, you'd need something that could print larger structures, but still, maybe the building blocks of them. You could have settlements built in a matter of days or weeks, as opposed to months or years. He kind of looks down.
That's so cool.
But that's also why it's a secret.
Understandably so.
Lyshishka nods. If this technology was to get into the hands of the Retribution, nay, even many other factions that exist and foundries that exist on Drakar right now.
I wouldn't even want the Consortium to have this technology.
She nods. There's a reason why this is all confidential. Balin nods. You're worried. So you're worried about. So you're worried about someone potentially stealing this information and using it to make what? Amassing large amounts of weapons? Lyshishka nods. You would be able to forge an army using this system. Not just forging an army as well. You could retroactively augment. Well, how would you say? You could retroactively augment as well as retroactively equip all of them with new information that's given from the front lines.
Could be very dangerous indeed.
She nods. Crow kind of says, though, as much as I know how to work the system and everything, still, how did they find out about it? I mean, we don't exactly, even with our units, we don't exactly broadcast that we have it. For all they know, we could have just had these units in storage and been testing them for a while. And he looks over at Brew a bit, and Brew says, I understand the concern, but I did not... I did not actually tell them about the Vanguard units you had, nor did I tell them really about the planet system. He kind of says...
Someone else they're spying on?
He's like, then how did they know?
Could be bugged around the room, or could be someone around in this very room who can relay it all. Who knows?
Kaya kind of says, Imiko, are you suggesting that one of us is still a traitor?
I mean, there's been traitors before.
But I assume that by now, I think they would show themselves, or, probably bug out after the smell of someone like snooping around. But hey, who knows?
Shiska kind of thinks, no, it's not one of us. Imiko, Imiko, do you remember the incident that happened where you were nearly blown up in an explosion by an armored knight that was abandoned?
Oh, you mean, you gotta have to bring that up again? Come on. Yeah, I remember. Me and Crow were investigating an escaping mech. Kyle was nowhere to be seen, but also killed. And also that one guy that flown off that was invisible, whatever the fuck his name is, E-boy.
Lyshishka pulls it up on everyone's screens. Designation E364 by self-ID. We do not believe we do not know if he has another name or if this is a call sign of some kind.
Well, he's certainly related to me, apparently.
Yes, it seems as so, and he also seems to know a lot about you. As she pulls up more information about him. Just like all this is information like most of you have seen, like E364, present battles that he's been in that you know of. Like for instance, it talks about the interception when you guys were doing your surveillance of those IOs. Remember where it was you, Seiyun, Crow, and Gwendolyn got ambushed by some drone units, and then eventually E364 showed his face for the first time. Or I guess showed his unit for the first time.
Yes.
Yeah. Showed his unit, we'll say, for the first time. She gonna it also...
Are you sure that no one put a bug on you?
If I did, I would notice. Now would I, honey?
Crow's like, well...
Unless she pulled out a knife, unless it's skin deep, though.
Crow's like, whoa, wait, we don't need to jump to any conclusions.
That.
Fine. She said no.
Lyshishka says, no, I don't actually think that's why. It's not something in your skin. I think they knew about the Talos project. Crow's kind of like, his ears kind of raise. Talos project, what's that? She kind of thinks, it's something that's... In early AW09, we were given some information in regards to we'll say, a hidden Architekian site somewhere in the Lapsus area. From that information, when we discovered the site, we were able to ascertain some things. The Vanguard frame you know as quartz, at least the original designs for it, as well as a special machine related to the Telos project, as it were. The plans and data as it pertained to that machine were what you are all using right now, the planet system. after we restored and developed it. That information we assumed had only been leaked to us, but there's a chance that that means that somebody else happened to get that information as well. We might have just been the only ones that managed to take it.
You don't think someone's still logged in though, don't you? Aren't you thinking?
I think that someone else might have gotten the same information that we did. We just acted before they could.
Mm.
During that time where that incident happened, that first one, you and the black box, both you and Crow was able to pull out some information. Oh wait, no, was it Crow? Yeah, it was Crow. Crow was able to pull out some information. That was somebody was combing the system after they looked at the quartz unit. They weren't there just for sightseeing. They were there because they were inspecting the quartz unit's operations. And our group's operations, even from back then. Meaning that they most likely are aware of how we got this information, where we got it from, and are curious as to what it can do. Crow kind of just nods. He's like, so, this E guy, that means he's after, well, whoever he's with, he's after the planet system? She just nods. Most likely. Who he's with, though, seems like, based on what all of you have discovered, it seems like he's related to this AO group. However, pulling up any information or details on them has proven difficult. Though I already am aware of as to why. For the time being, there's nothing we can really do about this. However, we must ensure that no information about the planet system's whereabouts is leaked. She looks over. Its main terminal is at your base. However, both Kaya and I have a way of completely erasing everything on it. That would leave only a rudimentary subsystem left, but it would leave it on your ship as well as the small 3D printer is capable of utilizing it. In a failsafe, the system and all of the machines for it will self-destruct. Unless there's anything anyone wants to say, she'll continue.
Nope, I think she'll listen. Oh, go ahead.
Muted.
Oh, were you muted? Alright, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there any way that we can store in an extra safe area the information on how to rebuild it in case we have to use the failsafe?
As I said, Miss Apane, the subsystem is on your ship. It will not be the full system, but it is enough that you can use, and is also enough that something could be made after it. The minds behind the system as well, Kaya and Miss Fari Everwind, are also available.
Yeah.
I have no doubt that if things go bad, that we will be able to reproduce it eventually. But I'd also rather no one else have it at the moment.
Same. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yep, same here. Same here. What's life without a little bit of this, though?
Sheena, Kara kind of says, so we make sure to not let them have me or Kaya, got it? Or I guess Fari. And we just keep doing as we have been? She nods. Yes, that should suffice.
If anything happens to you or Kaya, I will just burn the entire city down.
Probably don't do that, Polly?
Well, then nothing should happen to Kaya or Crow.
Indeed. I think they'll handle themselves real well. Isn't that right, you two?
Kaya nods, and Crow's like, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Hey, Crow, that sounds like you need some training again, don't you?
No, I
She's grabbing
don't.
the wrench.
That blindfolded fighting is starting to sound appealing, actually, now.
No, actually, it's not. He's like holding up his
Yes, it
hand.
is.
Lyshishka just kind of like.
Another.
As we were.
Okay, alright. Yes, but I do have a question though.
She looks over.
Do we need to capture? We need to capture any targets once we're in the city. Any sub objectives? Anything we of note?
That leads us to the next point of contention. Oh, not point of contention. Point of conversation. Your group's next operation. You won't have that long to prepare, but you'll be as you'll be heading in very soon. Ostensibly, as I click back over to my notes to make sure I'm getting it. Ostensibly, your mission is to read notes because I had the wrong page pulled up. Here it is. Ostensibly, your the main operations plans are that you will be able to receive information about the confidential information about the retributions on not only troop movement but also their finances and supply routes. To this extent, we believe that there is someone in the city the city, and specifically at the location of interest in the Mayhem Manor. This is Memorem's commerce. I think it's their commerce secretary. Let me read that real quick. Jovan Mihiul. Or not Mihiul. Rowan Diaz. I'm an idiot. I was looking at another person's name. Jovan Diaz, head of the ministry. Jovan Diaz, head of the Ministry of Commerce for the Memorem government. He prides himself on one who is always in the know, and that can always make a deal. Although he is technically part of Ishin's administration, he was not favored much by him, as he was a compromise, to say the least, made to get many of the financial brokers during the end of the Memorem Civil War to simmer down and stop financing anti-government and anti-Ishin admin action.
So he's not to be trusted.
Well, he's not only supposed not to be trusted, he is your target. Or, moreover, his ledger is. After concurring with information we have confirmed that Jovan Diaz is in fact the accurate Jovan Diaz from Darren Preach's reports. Which means this is most likely the man that was dealing with Jovan was not only dealing with Darren just for some side hustles. He might have been funding the retribution and funneling things in and out of Lapsus through this. This would also explain, most likely, how the retribution was so poised to do this attack. Darren probably provided them information and details on things. Balin kind of like scoffs. She's like, ugh. So that bastard just simply wanted to make a quick buck, Darren? You can see, like, Crow kind of looks... You can see him gritting his teeth. Yes, apparently... Lyshishka will respond. Yes, apparently that is the case. I am not surprised, though. He is not exactly good company. Crow just nods. I can assure you, he is not enjoying his stay in a guild... rehabilitation center, how shall we say. He's in one of the more difficult wings, we'll say.
I'm sure he's enjoying it. Well in there.
I'm not sure if you heard about the stuff I was saying about people deserving a second chance and all that. That does not apply to him.
Crow just nods and he's like, yeah, I think we can have exceptions to that. She kind of, like, she just nods and she says, in any case, knowing that this is our Jovan Diaz, he is most likely attending this or hosting this auction not as a way of presenting Memorem art, but is instead trying to broker deals around the area. What I said last meeting was not exactly entirely true, or moreover, there's more information that was provided recently. While the city is, yes, somewhat under the control of the Retribution, they have not been acting in a militant manner. In fact, actually, We have a guild hall there that's still reporting relatively fine. They haven't been encroached upon yet, as of yet. I believe that this is due to, as some might say, an appeal to soft power and to the masses. After their recent attack against the Consortium, they are probably attempting to broker more deals with some of the Memorem leadership. After all, I imagine they were planning on Ishin not being alive. This would have left the Retribution and Hawari a perfect opportunity to swoop in as act as saviors. However, with our counterplay against them during the summit, I imagine there are many of those that are still loyal to Ishin or Memorem broadly, that are unwilling to go with this line of logic. That means there's an opportunity here, not just for us, but that also means there's a disadvantage for the Retribution. They're having to make up for loss of partnership, so to speak. Jovan seems to be the frontman for that. He's known around the upper echelon of the ministry, and he seems to also be somewhat of a person that deals with many of the commerce that comes through the area. Which she kind of nods, which means, or actually I guess Crow would say, wait, that means that he would also, the ledger you're talking about, that means he also probably is, if he is working with the Retribution, then she nods. That ledger probably has most of the confidential information we would need as to where they're getting their supplies from and where we can start our crushing, so to speak. Crow nods. Alright, so this ledger, where do you think it is? At the moment, some of our guild scouts and the officers in the area, our operatives, have been unable to actually get into the Ministry of Commerce's abode. His Mayo Manor is quite a spectacular display for the city. It is also well guarded by the Memorem military, even before the Retribution took over. However, as I said, there is an opportunity for us. The art auction happening very soon is a moment where officials from abroad and around Memorem will be allowed in to survey the pieces for purchase. I imagine this is, as I said, also a way for them to meet up with other officials to broker deals for the Retribution. No doubt, in fact. That is where all of you come in. However you believe you can, we will be able to provide you some support before you get there. We need you to get into that art auction, and we need you to get the information from out of him. Whether that be through the ledger, whether that be through other means, or through other other actions. We imagine that the ledger is not the only thing that has this information. One of our scouts believes that in his private study he keeps a list of several transactions, some of which might prove certain types of deals that have happened with the Retribution and perhaps Darren. Some very damning evidence that could be useful in splintering the Retribution's forces in the future.
Ooh, that would come in handy.
Of course, that relies on us being able to get that. Also, we imagine that there will be other officials there with the as I said, with the Retribution, which means we will want to catalog who is working with them and who is not. Not only that, we want to potentially see if we can sway some of them, or hear what they're saying, because I have a feeling that there's more to this engagement with the Retribution than what is simply being put up to everyone to see. I don't believe this focus system fiasco is necessarily... Oh, sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off, sorry.
Oh, I was just saying I believe there is.
I don't believe this focus system fiasco is a matter of simply the Retribution. I feel like there's more to it. I'm curious as to how they got this system and to what end they plan on using it for. Jovan might not have that details. He seems to be more of the money side of things, but I am sure one of the attendees that are meeting him will.
So find the rich idiot's ledger filled with Retribution like shit. Find the Retribution like members. Maybe even get some stuff on the auction, and also probably have a little vacation. She shoulders Crow in the on the arm.
It's like, hey, we're supposed to technically be working while we're there. Wait, but you said...
And this sounds like the perfect time to dine out.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Wait, so you mentioned it's up to our jurisdiction, so... Shigana says, exactly. We will be able to provide you certain things. However, we strongly recommend against starting any fights if possible, or to keep them to a minimum. As I said, the Retribution is attempting to make, how shall we say, a good image with the city. Us coming in and immediately attacking them might not be as prudent as you might think. Despite their actions in the Consortium broadly, the Retribution isn't all holistically seen as a negative force in Memorem as of yet. Many do, and many are having questions after the broadcast with me and Ashin. But we need to ride that wave and not make them recede back into the Retribution's arms by some type of armed intervention. Not in the city, at least.
This is why we should take it as a vacation. Because if we come in there looking all like we're trying to get information, I'll be suspicious. But if we come in there looking like, I don't know, going on a trip with our loved ones and having a splendid time and enjoying some good food, we'll blend in.
It's like, oh, I get you now. Like the way of blending in. I see.
Yes. Now you're catching on.
Oh, he kind of nods. Right.
You know, yeah.
But
so
wait, should
kinda have to
we
wind down.
really show who we are? I mean, they'll know we're with the guild, right? Latricia says.
I can change appearances real quick.
Yeah, me too.
Latricia says, I can also make disguises for us.
Mm-hmm.
And Latricia says, technically, that's not inherently something you have to do, but it is something if you'd like to do, you can. We can forge you some IDs so you can get in without issue.
I say we make it a couples retreat.
Crow kind of says couples as who we are, or couples as fake who we are.
Of who we are, you know.
Yeah, I might switch up my hair color a bit, but I'm not saying you gotta get a fake partner, you know?
Brew's like, wait a moment, not Brew, Alora would say, wait, don't you think the Retribution, might try to attack them? Or us, I guess? She kinda, Lashishka says, not likely. Remember what I said, they're trying to hold up images. Despite the battles that might have happened abroad, they are not going to try to attack you in the middle of the city. It would look very bad for them.
But what if we provoke them into trying?
They would try to avoid it, but depending on how bad the provocation, you might be also seen as the ones that are instigating.
Then we have to find a way to not be seen as the instigator.
If that's the way you go, yes. Alora's like, she kind of thinks, we should still have someone on standby just in case things go bad. After all, what's to keep them from attacking us once we leave the city limits? Lashishka nods. I like the way you think, Miss Alora. Yes, some of you should stand on standby, or moreover be overwatching. Alora kind of will say, she'll sit up and say, I can do that. I mean, I also don't mind going to the auction as well, but if you need someone that can sit behind on the sidelines and prepare in case of things.
You know, Alora, you can always have fun with us, you know, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You only need to be on the sidelines if you want to, but trust me, we can have a +1.
And you're always invited.
Balin kind of says, you go have some fun, girlie. I'll stay back and do some Overwatch, alright? She looks over.
Balin, I feel like you're trying to get out of wearing a dress.
You are damn right I am, and that is how it's staying.
Hey, is Brisk here?
Brisk is actually on the other ship right now helming that, but he will be here soon.
Yeah, I think she will have a word with, like, Brisk to, like, convince her to get into a dress, like... Probably later.
She's, Alora's like, alright, I'll take that then. And she just nods. Balin kind of looks over and she says, I might take one of those new variable versions of the reclaimers, actually. I think that's the name of them? Are they reclaimers? What? I make this mistake every time. I'm never gonna remember it. Alright, let me get a Google Drive real quick. One of these days. One of these days I'm gonna remember it. Release, not reclaimer. Release. That's the name of it. It's the one. It's what used to be the Save Your Soul. She's kind of like, I think I might take one of those release units, but the guild doesn't make any sniper rifles, so Crow's like, or not Crow, Alora's like, don't worry. We have some Alta ones. I had some procured for us from when we left the summit. From the Alto, but yeah. She's like, alright, that will work, I guess. And kind of says, I might need a different paint job as well. Something more green, dark green and stealthy.
Ayla, I'm gonna get you in something elegant one of these days.
Yeah, I'll help. I'll help.
She's like, and you will die trying. Anyways,
Don't. I'll hold you.
And she just kind of says, yes, that should work out. Bish can sit back with the plane. Brew kind of looks over. Alora kind of looks over. What about you, bro? It's like,
yeah,
oh, me?
I was about to say. How about you, bro?
Baylor just says, well, you're not getting in an armored knight. Gwendolyn just nods in agreement. No, he's not.
Yes.
That.
I think you should sit down and, like, watch cameras.
Either watch cameras or be in the crowd. You know, preferably not being seen.
I don't want him running and injuring himself.
Honestly, he wants to be on the field. Brew, do you want to be on the field?
Sorry, that was rude.
What was that?
No, it's alright. No, do that. No, say it. What did you say?
I said, I don't want him on the field. Or, I think.
Well, I think, Himiko would, like, look at Brew right in the eye to, like, say, do you want to come or not?
Well,
Since
you already know the answer to that one. Of course I'd like to go.
Brew, you're only allowed to sit at the bar and not look suspicious.
He kind of looks over. He's like, sure.
Either that or probably blend in the background. Just to get information, see if there's any targets of ours still roaming about. If we can.
He kind of looks over. I'm like a chameleon. I'll blend right in.
Yes, a lead-filled chameleon at that.
Hey, they removed all the lead earlier, okay?
I can see one right there. She pokes at her knee. She pokes them at the knee. There's like a little bandaged wound.
Yes, he just kind of grunts a bit, but he's like, I'll be fine. Besides, we have a few days. It gives me more time to get ready and get more healthy. At least so I don't have to have all these bandages on me.
Hope you do.
If you get injured again, you're getting stuck in the ship looking at cameras for the foreseeable future.
Then I'll have to make sure I don't get hurt. And he kind of holds up like a finger and a wink.
Yep, you better do what Apollo says. She will do it.
He kind of looks up and he's like, I wouldn't want to ruin all the gracious work that Gwendolyn's been doing, patching me up.
Good.
Crow just kind of nods. He's like, So, we're going as a couples retreat to see this art auction. He's like, he looks over, like, can you? She kind of says, yes, I can make sure the arrangements. Me and Asheen can. And he kind of says, I wonder. At this point, she kind of says, she presses a button. She kind of says, would you send Mr. Asheen Ali in here? And after a few moments, you'll hear Asheen kind of the doors open and Asheen will walk in. He'll say, I was summoned. Is there something I can help you with? She says, I see a question. With their current operation and lending them towards going to the capital, would you like to attend with them? There's kind of a look like Balin's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know if that's really the best one, honey. Think about...
That sounds perfectly wonderful. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, guys?
Briz like, that sounds incredibly stupid and dangerous. Ishin's the leader of the opposition. What if they try? Shishka says, they won't. She looks at Ishin up and down. They won't at least, they won't, well, in the city at least. That would be the worst possible step they could make. In fact, actually. She looks him up and down, looks all of you. That might actually work out perfectly. So, Ishin, would you like to? I'm not going to force you, of course. He looks at all of you. And he kind of thinks.
All hands on deck is always needed. And not only that, I think you could do with the field experience. Even if it's a little bit dumb.
Ooh, interesting. Alright, I won't comment to that.
I just thought about it, too.
Okay. He kind of nods and he'll say, well, I wouldn't exactly say that I'm going to be doing any... I wouldn't exactly say I'm going to be doing anything too major. But I want to see my people. And I want... Yes. A leader should lead by example. And if my country is on fire, then I will be as well. So to speak.
You make him nuts. Yeah, in respect. Nice.
And Crow just kind of... Crow affirmatively nods when you hear as him say that. And it says, so we're a couple's retreat with the leader of another of the current nation. Got it.
We can make this fancy.
Look, Trisha's like, she kind of claps her hands. I know just some of the things that we can wear.
Ooh, Latricia, do you have any black hair dye?
I do.
I would like to make.
I have things that can also affect fur and scales too.
Ooh. Do you know where I could potentially get a bundle of sorts? Like 4 bundles of hair.
She kind of thinks. Lashishka says, I have some that you can use.
Ooh, perfect.
Crow kind of says, alright, so objectives, get the ledger, find more information in the manor, try to find where these secret meetings are having and listen in. Alright, am I forgetting anything? She says, right, she says, yes, don't get caught, or moreover, don't get taken, and don't get killed. But that goes as standard for all operations.
I doubt they're really gonna recognize me with long jet black hair.
He's like, alright. So, well, he's like, so, how long do we have? She says, she kind of thinks, the auction occurs in about 4 to 5, no, not 4 to 5, in about, 7 days. The trip will take you about 3. On that way, you'll be preparing and things with your get-ups and such. Past that, we'll also be getting things set up for you to actually get in there. It shouldn't take too long. We also have to wait for our positioning of our other 2 groups that will be attacking other areas simultaneously in the north. Crow's like, oh, right. He kind of thinks for a minute. There's, he looks over at Balin and Allure a bit. He's like, what about... He kind of pauses for a minute. Titus.
Oh.
Lashishka kind of thinks for a minute. Kaya kind of looks over. Lashishka, maybe? She says no. The answer is still no.
Still don't trust him, huh?
She looks over. No, I do not. If that's what you're curious about.
She looks around the
I mean, you're
group.
given great reason.
Yeah. How about you guys? You all don't trust him? She looks at Balin. Even you?
Balin just crosses her arms and just is like, I don't give a shit.
I'm gonna be completely honest. He did exactly what I thought he would.
I mean, hey, he's still part of the team.
Laura kind of murmurs.
He's trying to be.
Laura just says that he ran away. Neil was right. She's just kind of, is all she says.
I'm sure he'll find a way. But for now,
eventually you have to stop running. I learned that the hard way.
Girl kind of says, what's the guild gonna do with him? Says, ostensibly speaking, he is still under a technically administrative, we'll say, leave. But if you want the actual answer to that, he is under house arrest, so to speak.
Well, that sounds too bad.
I don't know if I'm cutting out or...
Yeah, I think...
Oh, you're cutting out? Hello? Can I hear me?
Hello. I can hear you now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was a long period of, no response.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I can hear you now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Where did I cut out?
When we start talking about Titus?
Yes, we are still talking about Titus. She just said that he's currently under house arrest. I think is what the last thing she said.
Mm-hmm.
Unofficially. He's on administrative leave officially, but he's under house arrest as for all of you. That was the last thing she said.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know if there was anything else you wanted to add to that. That's why I didn't say anything else. Sorry.
Oh, I saw you cut out. Yeah. No, but even then, I think he should still be on the team, regardless of his past. Even if some disagree, with the decision.
Repeat that last part. I think it cut it.
What the fuck? Ah!
That was on me though. That wasn't you. That was me, my system. Continue. Pepper.
Yeah.
Go ahead and say what you just said. I apologize. It cut out for me. I think it didn't. I don't think it cut out fully for me. I think I also was like reading something, and then I heard the last bit of what you said, but not the first bit.
Yeah. Imiko said, he's still on the team, so he should still be on the team regardless. But even if his past did catch up with him. But hey.
I think he should stop running.
Hey, who knows? Someone else or us will probably stop him, regardless.
At a certain point, you're just too grown to keep running.
Hey, who knows? People are always limitless with their stamina running. Who knows?
It did not like that, Imiko.
I think this is more figurative.
Yeah, I know.
If you can.
There's always people who can run a lot. I know.
Yes, but
like Jessica says, the walls are closing in on him. I just don't think he's realized it yet.
Regardless, hopefully, Titus comes to a sense.
Perhaps. Balin kind of looks over and she says, I have a question, Lyshishka. I've always wanted to know. Lyshishka kind of turns. You've known about Titus, haven't you? This entire time? His past and everything? She takes a deep breath. My past with the Silver Lotus? Why did you... Why... And Lyshishka says, it is part of the guild's initiative to try to take those it can in under its wings and potentially reform those that have done wrong into doing something right for once. Not everyone is able to do that. Some are better at others at it, and some take more time and rehabilitation at it. That was one of the promises that we started, spurned from our organization when it first began back in the Rising War. Or even before it became the Guild Union, broadly. Moreover to that, it is because I only knew some of the information at the beginning. Your colleague, Dorian, had deliberately let some information, or held some information from us. Of course, we did our own digging, and we discovered the truth ourselves. But things became muddled when we discovered the records about Titus's death. Or, moreover specifically, the records that had happened to be showing that he had been not exactly, he had been presumed dead now. After our internal investigations and such, we did confirm, though this was far past the point where Dorian had... She kind of looks over at Balin, had unfortunately, as far as we're concerned, met his end. Regardless, Dorian did everything he could to give Titus a second chance. And I realized that while doing the investigation. Perhaps it was foolhardy of me, but I was willing to give that man a chance, if only to support what Dorian had mentioned and what Dorian had done. I was willing to give you a chance. I am happy that one of my choices has shown to bear fruit. She kind of looks over. Did you just think of me and Titus as assets then? Originally? He kind of says, to a certain extent, yes.
Don't put it past.
You like that?
Don't put it past Lyshishka. She tends to do that. I was an asset too, but hey, she tends to do that a lot.
She kind of looks over. Bailey kind of looks over. So an asset then. What do you think of us now? She kind of says, what I think of you now is that you are a member of Shadow Guardians, an instrumental person in their party.
So still assets, regardless. Yeah.
I mean, don't take it as offense. I would always assume that Lyshishka assumes that I'm an asset.
Yeah, don't hold it against her. She's like that.
Yeah.
Patricia kind of says, Patricia kind of nods and she says, that being said, Lyshishka's way of considering someone an asset is very different than what you might expect from someone that's very cold. Even if she looks over, even if Lyshishka doesn't want to admit it. Lyshishka just, she kind of just kind of just looks stone-faced at Balin.
Whispering to Balin like, hey, don't let her hear this, but I usually whenever no one's around, she usually is gushing about her children.
Balin kind of says,
like whispering to Balin.
She looks over. Well then, did you tell Titus about this? She kind of looks over. In regards to what? The Dorian forgery information? No, I did not. As far as he's concerned, the guild was fully aware of his past and everything before actions were made. And at the moment, I don't feel like telling him otherwise. He can believe what he'd like. But I am not one to have rogue elements at play in a war that costs people lives. Titus is not only emotional, that is one thing. It doesn't, to a certain extent, that can be useful and good. He is spiraling. And that's unpredictable, and something I'm not willing to leave out in the field on the open. She kind of looks...
Understandably.
Okay, sorry. You said understandably so.
Yep.
Allure kind of looks over. What did they talk about? If you don't mind my asking, at the event, not the event, at when he met with this Crimson Lotus person. Lyshishka kind of thinks. I did tell you I would tell you all. They talked about a few things, as far as I was able to tell from my informant. Mainly. It seems that this individual identified as Talus, they'd say the last name, but I don't have it off the top of my head. Let me check the last name. Talus.
You can just say Talus.
I have it here. I can do this. My brain do work. Come
Your
on.
brain is expanding.
Actually, I can probably just do this. Control F, Talus. Okay. It might not be how I'm spelling it. Here it is. With 2 L's. Okay, I've been typing it wrong. Talus Cross. That's his name. Talus Cross. She would say, Talus Cross, person of interest for the Retribution number 7. We believe that he is... we believe that he reached out to Titus, not as a way of trying to get him to join the Retribution, but more of a matter of... how shall we say? It seems to be picking his brain about things. For instance, he asked him if he was going to try running again. Something that I'll let you yourselves determine the validity of that claim. Past that point, he also seemed to be asking him some information about how the party and the guild was shaping up after the reveal of information. He also revealed that he was sent by, well, the Retribution, or more specifically, Hawari, to most likely kill Titus at that moment. As after our counter, it seems that Titus's usefulness has expired.
Well, I don't want him dead.
I do not personally. No, she would be straight. Personally, I don't care at this point, but his death offers no value to me or to your party. Henceforth, while he is under house arrest and not being allowed to simply roam out and try to join the Retribution in some valiant display of, I don't know. What would he call it? Self-sacrifice.
Idiocy is not valiant. Idiocracy.
Senseless sacrifice is like the right term for it.
It's more like stupidity.
Regardless, this Talus individual seems to be one that does not harbor the same, how shall we say, allegiances to Hawari that we originally presumed, but he does seem to have one towards the rest of the Crimson Lotus. This is something that could be useful. If he has an issue, if he seems to have an issue with Hawari, or moreover, is more allegiant to that of the Crimson Lotus, a potential path of their, how shall we say, exfiltration from their circumstances might present him an opportunity to be useful to us. Balin kind of looks over it. You mean you're going to try to convince them to leave? She says leave specifically, but that would take time. At the moment, the main thing that could be supplied is information between Titus and Talus. Or potentially you yourself, Balin. She kind of thinks, You want me to try to communicate with Talus? She kind of thinks, I would not force you to do the matter. She kind of says, well, I thought assets are supposed to be used. She kind of says, not my assets. If you wish to do this, that would be of your own fruition. I can provide you the support for it, and some others, potential people with you. However, we'll need to discuss this would be something that we do after this operation. She just thinks, she said nods. What about Titus? Would he want? She says, as I said, when Titus proves himself to be more trustworthy is when I'm willing to give him more of a longer leash, so to speak. You have shown yourself to be trustworthy enough that you don't need one. She just nods. She doesn't say anything, she just nods.
Okay.
I have an idea. However, Balin kind of says, spit it out. I know what it's probably going to be. She kind of thinks. Well, the issue of this matter means that we would all have to trust Titus more than we currently do. At least most of us. Tro's like, what do you mean? Without saying too much, I have been conversing with Titus, debriefing him. He is as I said, he is being very difficult at the moment, and I don't have any time to waste on him. That being said, there is a suggestion he offered recently. Something that I was willing to listen to a little bit more. As I said, originally I had intended for you to use him for some type of means of communicating with Talus, potentially to get them to slip up, so to speak. However, I think that this could also work in the adverse. If Titus were to give them information that they would think would put us in a bad position, this could entrap them somehow, or potentially would get Talus more willing to share information. She kind of says, if it is true that the retribution is not his main imperative, and it is just his allies in the Crimson Lotus, then that's something that can be used, as I said. It means he would pick them over the rest of the retribution. If he was shown a situation where the retribution was not as, how shall we say, worthwhile of a gambit as they're currently placing on it, I imagine he would try to look for an out for them. But to be poised for that, he will need some reason to either trust you, Balin, or Titus enough to let some information slip. One of the things that is on our main imperative is to find the location of the Chain Jinn, the Black, and the Crimson Lotus. We know that they are in one of the special sites somewhere in Memorem, but we don't know which one. I doubt that even Jovan knows the exact whereabouts. However, if we were able to ascertain that, we could strike them directly, taking out one of their power players in their group. Bailey kind of says, well, he says, my strike, do you mean? She says, if you do not wish for them to be killed, that is something that can be arranged, but I can only promise so much. They ultimately have to make the decision to surrender or stand down. See, Bailey kind of looks over. What do the rest of you think?
Sounds like a plan, honestly.
She looks over at you, Imako. What about you, little fox?
shrugs. Yeah, sure. Why not? I'm game.
Crow kind of nods. So what would exactly we be giving them in terms of information, I guess, that would set Balin or Titus up in this way? Something that would not put all of you in too much danger. But also something that could potentially be worthwhile for them to know. Something that would mark you both as... the event you're all going to. It's not exactly clear that you would be attending that, of course. But... she kinda thinks... No, that wouldn't work. It would have to be someone that they would want to come out to see. Crow kinda speaks up. If you're trying to get some of the people like Umbra and stuff, just tell them that I'll be there.
Ooh, a little risky, isn't that right, bro?
Rue kind of looks up, he's like, Bro, are you sure that's wise? And he's like, I know what I'm doing. She talked to me last time, and we didn't exactly finish our conversation. She kind of looks over at Balin, and he looks over at Balin and Leshishka and says, if we're going to do this, tell them that I'll be there. They want me, right? They might... Latricia says, what if they try to do something, though? Leshishka says, there's a potential chance they might act then, but... with all of you there, I trust that you can all keep him safe, and yourselves as well. It's a risky gambit. Balin kind of walks over to Crow. She'll get up out of her seat, walk over to Crow, and just says, you know, you got guts, Crow. You know if this goes bad, they're gonna take you, right? Or just nods. It's like, yeah, well, good thing I'm not exactly expecting to get taken. I got all of you to rely on, right?
She nods. Also, she looks at him square in the eyes and say, you sure you want to do this? Bird boy?
He kind of thinks. And he'll look back at you and nod affirmatively and say, yeah.
You know, you're a fucking idiot. But that's fine. And that's why I trust you.
Yeah, he kind of just smirks at that. Leshishka says, alright then. I will inform Titus of his role in this operation. However, Balin, you are our backup as it pertains to this. She nods. If... She kind of looks over. I said before... She looks over to Laura. I said before and I said it again. This is my new family. I miss my old one, yes, I do. But... I'm sorry. I miss my old one, yes I do, but... I'm not trading their lives for yours. I want them to come back safe. But if it's between you and them, I'm choosing you. And I meant that. She'll look over to Lore, and then you, Emiko, and nods. Even as annoying as you can be, Fox Girl.
Yeah, Emiko's like, yeah, thank you, Cam.
Latricia nods, just saying. Alright. Then, everyone, I think we should start getting ourselves ready then. Leshishka, when do we leaving? She said, Leshishka was saying. As soon as you can, next morning at the latest. However long it takes for you all to get prepared. She'll nod and she will, you are all dismissed. Unless you want to say anything else. Apani, is there anything you want to add?
I feel like there should be, but my brain is kind of...
I will remind you because you did mention it after last session. Your plan about how to deal with the retribution, or more specifically, we'll say the, what was it you called it? The Retribution Rehabilitation Initiative.
Oh yeah, I see. I knew it was something important.
Yeah, I'm reminding you because you did say it after last session, so I will remind you here. So yes.
I think I would ask like Shishka about if we could do some sort of like system where if they willingly turn themselves in, maybe we could have them do some sort of rehabilitation, rebuilding multiple places, or just a location Memorem or somewhere else that needs rebuilding, and then help them have a safe life and offer them protective monitors for making time.
Let's just here kind of pauses and listens. Continue.
I wish my brain wasn't blanking right now. Because I had a really good idea too, and I've been talking about it for weeks.
You have been.
Don't worry. I'll
Imiko, if you'd like to add something.
Imiko will probably say, I vouch for her. I've seen her talk with them, and they seem pretty receptive on the plan to rehabilitate them.
She kind of thinks for a moment. What you'd be asking would not just be something the guild would have to decide, though it could funnel directly through us. That is fair, I guess.
Yeah, eventually.
The initiative is the thing that would be the big hurdle here. What you're asking for is an opportunity for the Retribution, the people that just finished attacking the Consortium, and are still planning on attacking the Consortium, and several more attacks. A way to effectively, how shall we say it? Effectively find a way. Oh, hold up. She's trying to find the words to say this. You want to effectively have them be able to avoid the consequences of this ordeal, or moreover, avoid a long time in prison or death.
You cut out.
Oh, she said you are trying to make them avoid a way that would be basically a long time in prison or death. Like,
I'm thinking maybe there's more ways that they can make amends and pay for the damage that they've done without necessarily prison. And it would also show them and possibly prevent a future retribution after this is all over. Because it would show them that we're not necessarily the enemy. And we want better for Memorem as well.
Not only that, also like a appropriate punishment for them instead of like lazing away in prison or being fined with a slap on the wrist. You know, appropriate punishment.
Thanks. I would be in agreement merely because I would be in agreement merely for the reasons that Ms. Apani has noted. I do believe it could be an effective way of dealing with the Retribution's future endeavors. This opportunity allows them to, especially if something were to be revealed that would break their ranks, an opportunity to second guess on their decisions here. That being said, again, you would also have to convince most of the initiative at the moment.
Is it possible we can convince everyone but the Consortium?
The issue is their temperaments, being in the position that they are in the initiative, means that we would still have to convince enough of them to stand by, I should say, rather than disagree. While I can vouch for two or three that'd be willing to do so, I can't promise that is for all of them. Their constituents, many of them at this point, want blood. There were many lives that were lost in the last attacks. Not just in the summit, but in some of the other Delra areas.
That is true, but if all we do is seek out blood, won't even if we kill all of the original retribution, won't a new one arise?
You are
And they seek out blood
correct.
for all the blood we take?
You are correct. It would be an unending cycle. This is why my focus has been on getting them to surrender, rather than just trying to exterminate them as the Consortium wants. Simply put, that will not lead to an action, or that will not lead to an outcome that doesn't lead to total extermination on most likely many of our sides. That being said, it is a difficult matter. Emotions are running a frenzy, and people need to be shown that there's a route away outside of bloodshed. Bombs have been
Yes.
dropped, attacks have been made. But it is not the end of this situation. So, if you wish to go with this ahead with this initiative, as you call it, or this rehabilitation initiative, I am willing to vouch for you to the initiative. I'm sure, and Ashin nods, he kind of nod in a very affirmative thank you kind of way. I'm sure Ashin would not disagree.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any ways I can improve the plan, can you let me know?
I will. And we'll need to draft some things up in the meantime. Rehabilitation. Work on that. She's thinking out loud. Working to restore areas destroyed. This could do well. There will be strife, there will be incidents. But we can ride out some of those with minimal losses. She's probably looks like she's doing the numbers in her head, thinking about something. In any case,
while he does that,
I will consider that. You are dismissed.
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, you're all dismissed.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Actually, as you get to the door, Relka is at the door, and she will obviously come over to greet Ashin. She's his personal guard or bodyguard, so. And she will just look over and she'll say, she looks to the side and just, so it was a no-show. How quaint. Anyway, whatever. So, how was the meeting? She walks over. She's by all of you when she says that.
It was really good. I'm hopeful.
I was only here for the first part. Of course, I wasn't allowed in for the second part. And she just nods. But in any case,
I'm hopeful that I can find a more peaceful solution to deal with the retribution.
I'm sure you'll do. You'll find it, regardless.
I can't lie. Wait, what's Roka's voice like? I cannot lie. I cannot lie. Some of my people are not exactly in favor with the retribution. A lot of us believe they to be traitors, and should be treated as such in our old tradition, so to speak. That being said, I would be lying if I said there was not a part of me that did ache at the thoughts of them being slaughtered en masse by the Consortium bombs or our own.
Okay, let's tone it back a little, but hey, we're still trying to help them. Well, the both of us trying to let us help them.
We will see, I suppose, if this works.
I'm sure it'll work.
Something will need to break the Hawari stranglehold, the retribution, I mean. They believe what they're doing is just and right. Even to the point of, she kind of grips her fist a bit, killing some of their own.
Right.
A lot of them are misled.
Indeed. Especially with how they talked about Crow's involvement in making you think they're being kidnapped by us. So there's still a chance of redirecting it back to Hawari instead.
She looks a bit at Crow. Crow's like, they thought that I was taken against my will and making weapons to kill Memorens. I guess part of that's not entirely wrong in a way, but she kind of looks over. I do not blame you if that's what you're wondering. The tools you made are what kept your group alive. You should be proud, not discouraging. they were traitors and you did what you did to keep yourself and the people you care about safe. He just kind of looks like, right. But I still don't want to, if I can't avoid it, kill any more of them. She looks over at him and just nods. A noble desire. Yeah, I don't think she'll add anything. She'll just say a noble desire. In any case,
Okay.
sir, is it true that you plan on heading into the hornet's nest, so to speak? He kind of looks over. I assure you, she will, that Hawaii will not do anything. Neither will the retribution to me. She looks a bit concerned. Her ears kind of droop a bit. I'm coming with you then. I am your personal guard, after all.
Seems like you don't agree with your boss's decision. I take.
No, I don't. If you must ask my true opinion, but I can't control the Sheen, and I've tried many times to sway him away from things. Unfortunately, he is stubborn. He just kind of like scratches behind his head a bit.
Yeah, don't worry.
Like, I prefer the term persistent, but I see your point.
Don't worry, he'll fit right in with us. Same for you as well.
In any case, when are we leaving?
It's a good question.
I mean, you have until it's midday right now, so you have until now until the morning. So you can get all your stuff and be ready to go in like the span of like a few hours, or 2 hours or so. Or you can wait until the morning to leave.
Okay.
It's up to you.
I feel like I can get ready very quickly, but it's up to everyone else when they want to leave.
Well, considering you're taking your ship, all you really need to do is get your stuff on the ship that's not on there. Like, load up your armored knights, do pre-flight checks, and then you guys are ready. That's why I said, like, you really can leave whenever you want to.
I feel like... I don't know. I feel like someone should talk to Titus.
I mean,
kind of looks to the side. Valen just kind of she just like blows air and she just keeps walking. She just walks down the hall. Allure doesn't leave, but she just kind of she's not looking over at the moment. She's
Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Allure.
Just ignore that statement. Upon he's gonna walk.
Yeah. Is Allure there still?
Yep, Allure's still standing there.
Hey, Allure. Imika walks up to where she places a hand on the shoulder. You right?
I'm fine. I'm just getting myself in the mental headspace of things, you know?
Mood check.
Okay, go ahead.
After mood check.
Yes, my patent Imika mood checks right now.
She's lost in thought, and she is very much thinking probably about Titus right now.
You're still thinking about Titus, aren't you? Because I can see it on your face. You want to talk about? As she sits next to her.
I've talked about it enough with Balin and with Brew and with others, with Lyshishka even. I don't want to talk about it or think about any thoughts I had towards him. Titus doesn't want to talk to us. That's fine. I don't want to talk to him. Besides,
but you
I
still
have
want to talk to him.
She kind of just looks over. I have no desire to talk to him if he can't even get the initiative up to come and talk to me. Or any of us for that matter. He hasn't tried, he doesn't care.
I think he cares about you a lot, but he's stuck his head up far up his ass to even notice.
Well, the moment he can unstuck his head from his ass is when he can talk to me.
You can always talk to him, right? Or, at least try to talk to him.
Crow kind of
Despite
approaches
him
over as
being
well.
Yeah, despite him being, Titus, he's still the same Titus you love. And, enjoy. You don't have to, steal in silence.
Then he should have made that clear.
And, well, it's his group.
Why is it always
also
me that has to make the initiative for things?
Sometimes it's like that in relationships, I guess. She, looked at Crow.
Crow kind of looks over and he's like, hey, don't look at me. I've been trying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
he
he kind of says, actually, to be fair, I think I can get what she's coming to, or what she's feeling.
Mm.
I mean, I can only imagine how it was when I was despondent and things. I was lost in my own feelings, and I wasn't thinking about anyone else's. I even kind of did that recently.
Yeah, but you're alright. Don't worry about it, babe.
He kind of thinks. Laura kind of says, but at least you tried to reach out to them. Titus never does that.
Well, look, even if there's rough patches in your relationship, you should still reach out.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't care until he does something.
Just...
If you want to talk to him, Imiko, you can talk with him. I don't care. He evidently doesn't care enough to talk to me.
Okay.
And
but
then she turns around and just keeps walking. His tail swishes and...
Yeah, but, I feel went damn it. Did I fuck up?
I was like... He kind of nods, he crosses his arms, he's like, a little bit. I think, but I think that she's right. If you want to talk to Titus, you should probably do it. I mean, I know I want to talk to him as well, but...
You still want to talk to him?
I just want to know why he didn't tell us.
Okay.
I know he figured that we'd be upset. I mean, he used to be a slaver and a trafficker, I guess. But,
oh yeah, that's the rough part about that.
Or I guess, moreover, it's more that I guess he didn't stop it out of, I guess.
Yeah. About that thing. Oh boy. She Imiko's rubbing her temple.
I just want to know that he can... And then there's all this fiasco about him, I don't know, whatever is happening right now. Him being difficult and stuff. He won't even come see Allure. I just...
Imiko,
Is it wrong to say that I'm tired of him running about things?
Yeah.
Maybe it's irritating because that's what I used to do, but...
Crow, please, let me talk a bit,
Alright, sorry. Just...
Yeah. But, yeah. Imiko heaves out a huge sigh and, looks into herself to talk to the other one and say, hey, can we talk to him, instead of, killing him for now? Or, at least maim him. We should definitely do that shit,
He's just... You hear there is a little bit of I'd almost say you can feel a little bit of heat, or not really heat, just kind of energy emanate in your chest for a moment as you suggest this. But the voice doesn't answer directly.
I mean, we can still maim him when we have the chance, but not now. Let's just talk it out, see how it is. All right. Then after,
so are we walking over to see him then?
She looks at Crow. Indeed we are, bird boy. Indeed we are. As she gets up and she walks towards Titus's room.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's not in his room anymore. He's in the ship, the other part of the big ship, and he is.
Yeah.
The area where he is. I know you mean
We're going. We are going.
All right, I need to send a message real quick.
Oh.
I'm waiting for a response. Sorry, I should probably pause the recording until we're gonna pause real quick, and we'll have an update in a moment. I'll read them out. I can't give the best Titus a voice. I apologize. Also, we're back. Wait, there it is. Let me just make sure OBS, you're not tweaking out on me. No, you're not. Cool. Okay. All right. If you need me to repeat something, feel free to just tell me. I have the tab open to do that. At the moment, Titus is here, but Titus can really only hear and type, so I will be reading responses. Their connection is not good at the moment, so I am telling you, it will not be as funny as you think. It's going to be bad, but that's okay. I will do my best. This is the best I can say. So, approaching. I just thought of something funny, but I'll say it later. So I believe it is just Apani. Did you decide to go too, or did you walk off and just you were gonna go with Latricia?
Apani walked off because she was embarrassed, but Apani did not walk far, so there is a chance Apani could bump into Emiko.
Okay, I was gonna ask, would you because like they wouldn't be like really loud talking about they're about to go see Titus after Allure just kind of stormed off after what she said. But
would Apani be close enough to hear the conversation between Allure and Emiko?
I think you would have heard what Allure said at the end. That last part, you would have definitely heard that. And then Emiko and Crow kind of talking about something before walking a direction.
If Emiko and Crow walked in the same direction that Apani is in, I think Apani would join up with them.
Alright.
Yeah, I think she would accept you if you want.
Crow would look over at you and say, I mean, he'll be honest. He'll just say, we're gonna go see Titus.
Okay.
Are you comfortable with that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want Titus dead. I did tell Titus to, stay away from me and Emiko, but I didn't want it to be forever.
He looks over. Emiko, you can keep things calm, right?
Well, hopefully, because I didn't hear no response from her.
I'll keep an eye just in case, so...
that was really what I was worried about. I didn't want Emiko going off Paracasa. No offense, Emiko. Love you.
I shouldn't say no offense to me. She'd probably say that to her.
No offense to the other?
Doesn't answer. But yes, you guys will make your way down the hall. Like, you can ask and they'll just tell you, like, where the holding area is. It's in towards the bottom of the ship, under the water, basically, but you'll be led down a corridor, and eventually you'll be able to see where, like, some of the holding areas are. I will add that, like, it's not the same design as the holding area the rest of the Memorem soldiers in. These look to be a bit more personable. Like, they have, like, a few beds. They look more like kind of like regular rooms, but you can tell with the keypads and certain things on them, they're definitely more locked up than normal. There's also 2 guards at the end of the hallway. You're not sure if there's other people in these, like, I guess we'll say cell rooms, but at the moment, you're walking around. Eventually, you are led to a door. The guy will not enter in the keypad. He will say you can press this button and you can speak with him through the door if you'd like. He can respond if he would like to, but he'll just say he's only been animated when talking with Lyshishka. Outside of that, he's been rather quiet, is all he will say.
I think she would walk up and press the touchpad and say, "Hey kid, how you doing? Been a while."
I imagine there is no response to that, but we'll say the window on the door is open. But I believe that Titus is typing something, so I'll tell you in a minute if there is a response. But in general, we'll say the window's open for the moment, at least the one looking into the room on the door. You can see that Titus, it's like a long kind of window, so you can see Titus is sitting in the room. Currently looks like he's meditating. His shadow is kind of like crested around him, kind of orbiting. His eyes are closed, and yeah, he just seems to be back facing the door, that's what I'd say. Yeah, so he's not facing your direction at the moment, but you probably, it probably seems like his eyes are closed, I should say.
Is the door open?
The door, they can unlock the door, but they haven't said they are going to do that.
Yeah, I think probably ask him like, hey.
Oh, I will say his head did lift up. I'm just repeating what I've been said. His head did lift up slightly for a moment at your words, but he did not say anything, and he kind of goes back to his posture. But at least it seems like he is aware of your presence by that.
I would probably ask the guard to like, hey, could you unlock this? We need to talk with.
Unfortunately, I've been given instructions not to do that in case of accidents.
No accidents. We're just getting talked.
He kind of looks. You can talk through that voice box right there.
I think we like it if it's a personal.
Miko, don't push it.
I apologize, miss, but I have been instructed to not do that without Laetitia's direct allowance. If you wish to go get her, I can call for her.
Yeah, sure, if you want.
Alright, and he will walk down the hallway, and he'll go to a comm device to talk to them. Meanwhile...
So you want to talk to them?
No, not really.
You sure?
Yes.
Crow kind of says, I do.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to say to him. Like, how do you even, like, say this? Like,
He kind of looks over. I guess... Well, it doesn't seem like you're in much of a talkative mood. Crow kind of lean on the door a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. The shadow shakes its head when Crow says that. He says, I'm not gonna lie. I had a lot of things to say. Especially after meeting Umbra. A lot of things to think about. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot floating in my brain, but not a lot wanting to come out right now. I guess I had a few questions. I know you told us that you worked once... You said the head of the shadow kind of irks after Crow says Umbra? Okay. So, everyone, you'd see that. Titus doesn't move, but the shadow does. Crow would kind of say... Fuck, I'm not gonna lie, I lost my train of thought. Crow, what were you gonna say? Crow... No, you're fine. I apologize. That was on me. I should have finished the thought, then read that. Yeah, he did have questions. Give me a minute. Gotta get in the headspace. Crow. Ah, okay. My brain's like cycling between different questions different people are gonna ask, because I know some of them are repeats, but I'm like, okay, I know what Crow wanted to ask. Look, I'm not... I know that you told us about working with the Silver Lotus before. Or leading them, I guess, in a way. I would be lying if I said I didn't look into it a bit. I guess I just figured that when we heard about it, that you were more unwitting with everything. And, yeah. I guess that's not the case. I guess I also kind of figured that you abandoned it because of the, I don't know, the bad taste. I thought you... I don't know. I don't want to believe what Umbra said. I don't want to believe any of that. Because I want to believe... I want to believe you. I want to listen at least to what you have to say, but... Look, I'm not... I just... That's funny. I had all these questions, and All I can think right now is... He kind of just said, "To hell with it." All I can think right now is, why haven't you said anything to Allure? Me, Imiko, anyone?
Yeah, Allah has been kind of, despondent at times. She's
I
thinking
know
about
it's
it, you know?
eating at you. I know that, like... I know that you put all this stuff to the side. You don't like thinking about all this stuff all the time. You shy away from personal conversations and things like that. But when you're with Allure, you seem a bit more calm about things. When you're with Balin, you talk about like the old days and stuff like that. You smile. And when you're with us, I thought you were different. I thought you were...
So if you still want to talk, uh, she puts a hand on Crow's leg.
Also, mild narration. Titus audibly sighs, and the shadow just moves slightly closer to the glass, but doesn't do anything else yet. But just mild narration. Continue.
But yes, she puts a hand on Crow's shoulder to soothe him, to calm down. And she looks at the shadow. So, hey, if you want to talk, we can still talk. And Aloy's pretty still pissed, but she still wants you to take a step forward and talk to her, like straight up, if you want. We're also worried about you, Like we're still mad, but I'm slightly annoyed. But hey, we still want to know if you're still all right and stuff. I'm cut back this, Oh boy, I feel like I should know about that.
Look, I don't know what Lyshishka said. He's gonna speak up again. I don't know what Lyshishka said to you, what you guys talked about. I really don't care. I mean, I know some of it because of what she told us, but the only thing Titus, I just don't want you to leave. I don't want you to think that you can't rely on us. I don't want you to think that yeah, everything's fucky right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be lying if I said I'm entirely in the most trusting of moods right now, especially after the shit few days I've been having. But when I saw Lapani, Himiko, and Latricia, it was different. Things felt like they should. I was hopeful, I guess. I think I just thought that you thought the same when you saw us. I thought that no matter how bad things were getting then, at least you'd eventually come to us when you needed. Neil, during that fight when you were gone, I heard the comms. I reviewed them after the fight we had with the Retribution the other day. Neil said that when things get rough, you always run. Umbra said the same thing to me. I can't lie, I kinda understand it. When everything happened with Latricia the first time, I was thinking about myself. I didn't really want to think about everyone else's feelings. When I bullheadedly decided to stay behind and not tell Apani, Imiko, and Latricia about why I stayed, I had Lyshishka lie for me. And I'm tired of doing that. I'm tired of acting. I'm tired of lying to people I care about. I don't know if you care about us. I want to believe you do. But I can't until you at least say something to us. Anything.
Yeah, just show us that you're listening and show us that, that you still care about us,
Imiko,
Clarify?
there is a slight shift in the air. Apani, you notice this as well. It feels a bit heavier.
Oh.
Yes.
Like,
I'd say
from
Titus would also feel it as well. The air, everything just feels heavier. Like your legs begin to kind of, not really quiver, but just kind of like, you feel like you're having to put a bit more interest. Yes, you can. Actually, you don't. I don't even think you need to make a check. What's your passives, by the way? What's everyone's passive soul sensing? It's your score. It's 10 plus whatever your skill bonus is.
I think it's a 14.
14. That's enough.
Mm,
I know Titus has enough, but
passive soul sometimes 13.
13. That's enough. This is like this effect isn't really being hidden. So what you're feeling, you sense. Specifically, you sense an aura emanating off of Crow. It feels, what's the word I'm looking for? Constrictive, I guess you could say. More of like more of a repulsive force pushing down on you.
I think I would try to hug Crow.
I think,
Honey won't say anything.
I think Imoko will probably use her paracausal energy to like.
I need you to roll me
things.
a channeling check. Then I need you to roll me a fuck. What would this be? The shadow is kind of shaking back and forth and like glitching a bit from the weight. But roll me a channeling check. So Imiko, that's gonna be, what's your stuff from your lineage? Is that cognition you use or will?
Hold on. I think it's cognition. Yes, I do.
The shadow puts its hand on the glass while this is happening, and Crow slightly sounds. You can hear something for a moment as you hug him, Apani. There's like a pulse of something. And you can tell it's not just his heart. Like his heart rate is higher, but you can feel like something like emanating from him as a voice projects out as you hear a what would it say? How would it say it?
Also, what's the roll again? Yes.
What roll?
The
Channeling. So so it's whatever you use the only casting you have is through your innate lineage stuff. So is that cognition you use for that stuff?
Yes, cognition. Yes.
Then roll a cognition. Roll a d20 plus your cognition modifier.
Gotcha.
And then I'm trying to think of what would it say or how would it say it.
22.
22? Okay. You manage to coalesce as you put your hand on Crow's back as Apani's holding on to him. You can feel that emanating force from Crow. It is not necessarily, you think, aggressive inherently. It's just maybe just emanating. But you can feel definitely chaos leaking off of him along with graviturge energy. Kind of graviturgy being to slowly coalesce. And it's definitely the force that is pushing down on everyone at the moment. However, Crow will continue. Or maybe I shouldn't say Crow. Something will continue. As it will say... Are you afraid?
Ooh.
Apani goes completely silent.
I think Imiko would also be silent.
Imiko, at that moment you can feel the energy kind of subsides for a moment as Crow kind of like takes a deep breath. Yeah, he says so. Stays silent. He already was, but yeah. There's
Now
the
people are extra silent.
extra silent. There's after
Not
that
even
moment,
breathing.
there's kind of like a sound as like that aura kind of sucks back in, and Crow kind of just. He looks back at Yui, Miko, and upon he's like, did I have a... He kind of looks at his wrist, and you can see the bands on his wrist shaking a little bit. Right.
Yeah,
I
kind
have
of.
to be honest.
But yeah.
He kind of looks over at the shadow again. The force seems to slowly like be subsiding. It's still a little bit present, but it's not as like heavy as it was for a moment. And he will.
Honey is still completely silent. You can't even hear her breathe.
I'm sorry about that, both of you, all of you, actually.
It's all good.
Just
all good. You okay?
Yeah, he looks back at through the window at the shadow and Titus. Kind of honestly through the shadow at Titus. Hey. Are you... It's funny, it just came to mind. I think I know why, but... I think I'm afraid, actually. I'm afraid that there's nothing I can really do right now for you. And I'm kind of afraid that you know that, and that's why you have nothing to say to us.
But if you ever want to talk to us, you know what to do, alright?
Crow's gonna say, Lyshishka plans on having you and Balin leak that our operation we're about to have to the Retribution.
Yeah. Crow here is gonna be the bait.
I decided that of my own fruition, and I told I told the rest of all of us so that they know not just what to look out for, but because I can depend on them, and I want them to know they can. I might be afraid of a lot of things, but I'm done letting that guide everything I do. Not when I have them with me. He kind of looks at you two. I hope you just figure that out as well. Allure and Balin and the rest of us are waiting when you do. Just don't be a stranger, I guess.
Well,
he kind of looks back. He kind of turned his head from the glass, but he'll stop as you speak.
Yeah. I think once Crow stops his talking, I think Imiko would say goodbye by saying, well, it's been a good while, but we'll see each other again, right?
The shadow tilts its head and looks back at Titus, but it doesn't say anything. Well, I mean, the shadow never really talks, but Titus doesn't.
Imiko sighs. Right. Well, we'll see when we see you. And she fist bumps the glass, like, take care, Titus, and take care, Shadow Dude. And she leaves.
Skrull will start to walk away, and he'll kind of stop. I imagine Apani. Oh, go ahead.
Apani lets go of Crow and just stands there for a second.
He'll stop with you. Like, he kind of... I think he'd kind of reach his... Okay, he'd kind of reach his hand back when you were holding onto him, onto your hand, like if it was like on his shoulder or on his side. So like when you stop, he'll kind of stop and turn with you. I'm guessing that was not a good instinctual.
Oh no.
What does that mean? In this case? I know what it means in some cases. What does that mean in this one?
Apani is going to psychically communicate with Titus.
Oh boy.
And Apani is going to tell Titus, if you run and don't say anything, I promise the next time you see me, my Tarot Blaster will be aimed at your head.
Damn.
That's crazy.
And then she walks away.
Hey everybody! Everyone took a wonderful time to show up.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, is that what? I'm not doing the voice. I can't. Yeah, I figured.
The
Apani.
second communication line is still open.
No,
Like,
I
she
know.
hasn't
You would have
accepted
heard
anything.
after you're saying that, you would have heard in Titus' voice saying, "Get out!" I can't do the voice. I'm sorry.
Wait, Apani here?
Yeah.
Apani's gonna stop.
Yep.
Oh, so now you can talk.
Damn. Oof. Are you saying that in the head, or are you saying that out loud? Now you can talk.
Apani says that out loud.
Ooh. Crow will actually look over at you, and he kind of says, "Right, psionics. Did he say anything to us?" Or...
Also, let's
Sounds like he wants
let's
me to
give
get
them a
out of
little
bed.
space.
He kind of looks at you again. What was that?
Oh,
I said it sounds like he wants me to get out his head.
you want that to be in his head? Still?
I don't know if Apani heard you.
No, I did.
You're just thinking.
Apani takes a deep breath.
Oh no. Oh no.
Honestly,
Apani. Yeah. Go ahead.
I want
Go
him
ahead.
to stop being so weak.
Hmm.
And she
Bro.
looks at him straight in the eyes through the glass while she says that.
Well, he's facing away from you, so I guess the back of the head.
Apani looks at his shadow.
Fair enough.
Damn, what does the shadow do to you?
I mean, I imagine it's just doing what it was doing, which is it's still looking at Titus.
Apani is going to psychically communicate to him again.
No.
And
Shadow goes
him,
back to orbiting, by the way. But go ahead.
if you truly want me out of your head, you'll stop being stupid.
Boy, I think Apani's doing that thing again. She's like whispering to Crow.
I can hear you, Emiko.
Yeah, I know. Try to.
You can, I mean, you don't have to, like, answer her, and you can kind of just, like, flood your mind, so, like, you can still hear her, but it's just, like, clouded. If you want to try, I mean, if you want to be an unwilling participant, you can sever that connection, I believe.
Can't I just re-foster the connection?
I believe it has to be a willing creature at that point. So, no, not without, there are other, again, I haven't finished them yet, but there are psionic abilities that allow you to intrude against someone's will. This is not one of them. This is usually a willing creature. And Titus now has made himself an unwilling creature.
That makes sense.
With this specific ability, I should add. But there are ways that you can get past that. That sounded bad. Anyway,
Fascinating.
Anyway,
that's a torture method right there.
But either way, in this case, I'm gonna say yes. So he is severed from you. You can also feel the severed, so you know it. Like, it's not like you're just going to, like, white noise and you don't know if he can hear you. Like, you know the connection's been severed now.
Apani walks away.
Crow will walk with you. He'll actually, as you're kind of having that moment, Crow is gonna say something before you both walk away. He'll just say, I mean, because you just said that, like, you didn't really say what he said, but you said that he doesn't want you in his head. Crow will kind of just say, how would he say it? I mean, trying to think.
Yeah,
he'll say, I hope you know, he's like, I want you to know, Lyshishka's not gonna tell you, but and as he says that, Ani, as you're both walking away, you'd see two people enter, Lyshishka and Balin, actually. And Balin kind of like, as she's walking in, Lyshishka's still kind of further along down the hallway. She seems like she's talking with someone at the door. And Balin will kind of, as she's walking over, she'll say, Dorian kept several things from the guild before he turned you over to them. He did the same with me as well. He did the same with me as well. They didn't know everything. Lyshishka didn't let that be known until today to us. I mean, all of you know this because you were at the meeting, but
yeah.
The guild looked into our files and information Yeah, that's Balin talking to you. But she's not. She's how would I put it? I was answering that to Titus. Sorry, but she's talking. It's more like talking at, because like she's not facing the room, nor is she even looking in your general direction. She's almost like it's like thinking aloud. Like obviously she's talking about you or to you in a way, but she's not expecting an answer. So she just says like, I sit with her hand kind of like crossed behind her back. She just says, "Yes, Dorian hid most of that information, so that we'd have a safer and better time fitting in with the guild. Believe it or not, he even had some plan for that if things went bad with the shop, with me and Brish, and all of us. Dorian did a lot of looking out for us in the end, all the way to the end. I'm not going to dishonor his memory by ruining this. I told you that I've changed since then, and to a certain extent I have. Lyshishka found out much about us, but she still persisted. She told us it was to honor Dorian's memory. I'm not sure if I really believed her until today, that there was something about the way she said it, and also the way Latricia said it. The shadow, describing what's happening right now for those by the door, could see through the window. The shadow fades away and his shoulders have dropped after that. And she says, I'm not sure, but yes, as she was saying. But after what she said, and after what Latricia said, about assets and people, I completely believe that that's the case. That she did care enough to at least give us a chance. Your team gave enough to give me a chance. So did Allura. So did Prish. She kind of looks down. Like, there's a little bit of, like, tears in her eyes. But she doesn't really, like, show the wrenching of it. She just, you can see, like, in a bit of her eyes, there's some tears. That
Balin, you never
dragon.
broke my trust in the first place.
Yeah.
To think he
I
could
think
fall
you
in
didn't
love with
break our
someone
trust
like
at
me.
all. You can't believe it. She looks at Crow.
Crow
Yeah.
kind of nods. She's like, yeah, love's kind of weird like that. Looks at both of you, Apani and Emiko. Raylan says, it is, isn't it? Well, like I said, Titus, I'm not here to console you about the matter. We did horrible things when we were younger, a while ago. Some of us didn't get the opportunities that others did. We didn't get a Dorian way out. And I'm not squandering mine. If that's the way you wish to go, that's fine. I'll tell Lyshishka just leave you and let them and let the rest of the Crimson Lotus kill you. Because I can tell by the way Talus was talking from those messages. Talus might not want to kill you, but Umbra and the others sure do. And right now they don't have a reason to expect that reason to want you back into them. Even after we do this thing, it's not going to matter. I want them to live. Apani, Lyshishka, and the others, Ashin, they're willing to try something. Risky, stupid, putting themselves in the line of fire for this. Also, Titus has stopped floating, and he will now stand up. Oh, after she's finished talking. Sorry, not yet. He will do this after a moment, but she will say, "But I have placed my gambit on this. I told you before that I have a family to look after now. I guess that family's grown recently. Whether or not you're in it is of your choice. We're done here. Lyshishka is going to have someone inform him of his part of this operation and what he needs and what he can say. We'll send the message out later in the morning once we head out. That way that we make sure they get the information before we arrive." Crow kind of nods. He's like, "So we can probably be expecting Umbra there?" "Yes. That means we can probably be expecting Umbra there."
Pani would like to whisper extremely quietly into Balin's ear and ask, "Can I speak with you?"
She looks over. "Yes. I was just thinking, actually." Crow kind of nods, and he's like, Titus also at this point has stopped floating and stands up, but Crow is currently walking with you, Balin, Emiko, and I imagine. So.
I think Apani would try to get like Balin slightly away, so people have there's no chance people hear Apani whisper.
I mean, you can do
do I
that
know?
after like you guys turn out of the room. Like
Oh,
you
okay.
can just step aside like while they head over, because Crow's gonna like look over to you, Apani, like, and ask if you're all right as you're like
I'm fine.
walking out of the door.
Never better.
Apani says I'm fine in like a very cold tone.
Yeah, he's looking at that like. Roll me an instinctual,
Oh, no.
Apani. I want to see how well you're hiding some things. This isn't
Okay.
really like for you to like snap or anything. Oh, well, he rolled low, but this is more for like him if he's able to tell if there is something actually bothering you.
Could I roll it as well?
Sure. What'd you get?
Apani rolls at 18.
Well, guess what he rolled? A 2.
I thought that's
So, yeah, he's gonna just assume that you're. He thinks something's up with it, but he's not. He'll ask you later. He's not gonna ask you in the middle of the hallway now. He'll ask you like when you guys are back at like the bedroom or something, like when you're more comfortable.
You know what's really funny
Mm-hmm.
is that if Apani had rolled one number higher, the first instinctual roll, that conversation would have gone completely different.
Oh, 14? Yeah, isn't that the DC?
No, not a 14, the first roll where I rolled a 5.
Oh, you rolled a 5. Ah.
If Apani rolled one higher, that conversation would have went differently.
Oh yeah, so what's your roll upon?
Actually, that's a good
18.
point. In 18, Imiko got a 19. She beat you by 1.
Apani is...
Yeah, how would you describe it?
That's a good question. I would say Apani...
Like, agitated's the word in one way, but...
Like,
yeah,
it's like
definitely
not
agitated.
noticeable.
Apani
Yeah, it's not noticeable to the naked eye and stuff, but
is
you know, a little
getting
twitch.
to a point where her irritation is building up so much that she's almost running out of reasons to care.
Yeah.
I think while
She's
Crow
at the
didn't
boiling
notice,
point.
Imiko noticed. Imiko noticed the change, and she'll probably say, "Hey, Apani, you need to talk about something."
No.
You sure?
Hey,
Imiko.
Imiko.
Balin.
Imiko, we should make sure we get the Quan and stuff loaded. I'll tell Latricia that, you know, you'll be there soon. That way we can take off soon, alright? He looks up at you, Apani, saying that.
Yeah, we'll be going. If you
Yeah.
want, you can like talk.
Yeah, the sooner the better. He's like, Imiko.
She'll punch you in the side, like gently. See you later, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll kind of like push Imiko a little bit forward, like to leave. And like, as he's doing that, he'll kind of like stop for just a brief moment, and I just kind of say, I just want you to know that I meant that about you can talk to me about things. Any of you.
Me too. Talk about that.
Me too. And then
he
he just...
Your family's grown recently lately. Are you pregnant?
So that's what you were going to ask Balin, I assume.
Yes.
Okay.
Apani says that very blunt and excited. It's almost as if Apani has done a 180 and went from being very upset to being bubbly.
They left, by the way. They left Titus. They're not in an area where they like went out of the hallway, so at this point they can't hear you. Though Lyshishka does have something she is going to tell you. She's not going to talk to you about anything that has to do with the thing that Balin just told you about Dorian, the truth about some things, or that Lyshishka was maybe taking more pressure than she should have from you about some things. But because Lyshishka again doesn't care, she is here to save lives. She does not care if you're upset at her or anyone's upset at her. She showed that with Apani. But that being said, she is going to tell you the details of things. Don't worry, Apani. I'm gonna give you an answer. I'm not gonna leave you on that cliffhanger. Just to make it quick, basically the plan is I'm gonna frame it as your discussion with Lyshishka happened before this meeting. since it kind of broached the subject anyway, and it fits in that this would be like something why she would also bring it up. But the kind of the end part after you and Lashishka were having an argument, kind of like the main point about you mentioned specifically, and it came up. That's why it's funny that you mentioned it before you sent it about something that could potentially intel that could help kind of prove Titus at least may not necessarily join the Retribution, but isn't exactly as allied with the guild as they would think, right? A reason to believe that the whole he actually left them that Shishka was talking about and told you she advised you do, as opposed to trying to join the Retribution. There is an opportunity that would arise here. Their operation, she's not going to tell you the full extent of it, mainly because she doesn't want you sharing certain things, but she is going to tell you they're planning on heading to the capital, Taro, within a week for an art auction to do some espionage work, basically. She's not going to tell you the full details of it, but she is going to tell you that they're going to give you the ability to contact Talus, and they are going to say that you should tell Talus that they are on their way there. Including, she's going to give you all the members that are going to be part of this operation, and mainly specifically Crow. That's their main bait, to draw some of them in. They aren't necessarily going to try to capture anyone, but they are going to see what they can get out of some people. They're mainly trying to get Umbra, and also they want to figure out if they can discover who the Chain Jin pilot is, as well as some of the other people part of your Crimson Lotus group. So there's a couple of things they're trying to figure out, but this is hopefully to try to rouse them. It also gives you and maybe someone else that hasn't been said, I won't say who, the ability of showing that you're not exactly for them. Again, Lashishka still holds, and after the explanation, Balin even agreed that the moment that they if you were to try to join them, they would just kill you because they don't think you have a use. That being said, Talus doesn't actually seem to want you dead for some reason, and they want to figure out why that is. Whether or not he cares about you, or if there's another matter in particular, they didn't say it at the meeting, but Balin has some hunches about why. Because of the way Talus was talking. They, like Lashishka said, they were listening in on your conversation. Not Balin, per se, but Lashishka was. They clocked something that he said. Balin knows what he said, and she figured out that, what'd she say? I don't know if Balin wouldn't say it, and I don't think Lashishka would. Because Lashishka hasn't been told yet. Yep, you probably clocked something too. It was towards the end of the conversation. But Balin clocked something about it. She hasn't told Lashishka, that's why Lashishka wouldn't tell you yet. She's going to, she just hasn't done it yet, so. Anyway, yeah, Lashishka would just say that, that's the operation as it stands. She is going to be having one of her officers with you, but you will be out of the cell soon, and of course, to fit the mold of you being disbarred from the guild, so. But yeah. The cooperative you'll be with is a woman named Contel. They are a dragonkin that, we'll just say is that she will definitely trust that can get you. Not trust necessarily as a person, trust as in they are someone that is a master at espionage and other things. They're like Latricia. She won't exactly tell you why that is, but yeah. I was about to say, wait, yeah, he wanted to figure that out too. I was about to say I would have. No, yeah, you would have clocked the same. Yeah, you clocked the same thing. I would say. You don't even remember the whole thing. Just to clarify, also I know this is odd for people in the recording and probably call I'm answering questions in DMs. I apologize. But the thing that they clocked was how he mentioned about. It was the part about how did he find any of that Titus, did Titus find any of that what was the word? Not retribution, fuck. Any of that not reconciliation. Oh my god, there's a word for it. Any of that it's come up so much. I can't believe I'm tripping on the word. What is it? Redemption. Thank you. He said, did you find any of that redemption that they had mentioned talking about long ago? And then you talked about how you don't really think so, or you're not really sure, because you think about how you kind of ruined a good thing you had going, and he mentioned something similar along the lines in the past and also now. And he mentioned that he didn't necessarily trust Hawari. He didn't actually trust Hawari and didn't actually believe in the cause of what Hawari was doing. But specifically, he's here because of the rest of his family and to make sure that they're safe. And he's going to see things through with them and not abandon them. Obviously, he made a jab at you and said, like you, but he also mentioned specifically that he is in it for them. It does not seem like he was really in it with for the retribution part of this, right? Like, as in, he's not happy with the Consortium, but it's very clear that his driving force is not, like, revenge. His driving force is just... Specifically, it seems like he cares a lot about Neil, and he is like, I don't want her. I'm going to do what I can to protect them. And he also mentioned, if I remember correctly, something about how he expected things to fall through with the retribution eventually, but he never clarified as to why and how. He knew that. So those were the things that he was talking about. Again, it wasn't affirmative statements. It was mainly things that was like wishy-washy on some matters. And again, the main thing to you about how, like, yeah, you remember now? Okay, yeah, you're remembering it. How he just seemed like there was something the main thing was that they clocked that there's something he knew, like Shishka specifically as well clocked this. So he knows something he didn't tell you, and he hasn't told anyone probably on his own team yet. Like, remember, he even said that he's probably not going to tell Hawari, some of these parts of this conversation. This is more of a personal thing. He was technically supposed to come here and kill you, and obviously he didn't do that. He was supposed to figure out how well their thing worked, but then when the counter happened by Shishka and Nishin, that didn't work out well. So he was supposed to kill you, but he decided not to. And and they want to know, why didn't he act on that? There's something he knows or something he wants out of this. Anyway, sorry. Summation of so let's change the music and the mood real quick from the the kind of drower mood we've been having. Also, hello, Gwendolyn. Yes, now then. As you were asking a question, weren't you?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You asked, I believe, about Balin. You said you said something about a family, I believe, right?
Because Balin mentioned that her family has grown recently, and I don't remember any new people joining the team.
Balin kind of like, when you say that, so again, you're pulled to the side now. The others aren't here. She's like, I meant more like your party, so to speak, that joined us. I joined, whatever. Nothing crazy.
Can I roll?
Do you want to mood that? Yeah, you can mood that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll let you mood that.
Because the tone of voice, I don't know.
Let's see. What'd you get?
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, I haven't rolled yet. Okay, I thought I saw it's an 18, but that was
Me.
Yeah, I probably said a DC. I probably would just roll.
My mood is not good.
I completely forgot about something. Holy shit.
What?
You know what? I'll use that 19 for that. That's crazy.
I rolled a dirty 20.
I did roll a flat 19, but I'm actually going to not use that for Balin. I want to use that for someone else. Balin, I said Balin and Lyshishka were here. Oh, fuck. There was another person here. I forgot about it. But you know what? It's fine.
Who's the person who's here?
Latricia. She's a sneaky girl, so it's fine.
Oh, shit.
Latricia is just around the corner, like, listening in. But you don't know that, because Latricia got, like, a really high... I rolled a 19 on her stealth, plus some stuff. If you would like to roll an awareness, feel free, but...
I will roll an awareness.
Cool.
Are we in a populated area?
No, you're down a hall, you're down several hall or corridors out of Titus's, where Titus was.
Are there dim lights in here?
Are there dim lights? Not necessarily, no. It's pretty bright even in this area. Oh, you're kind of like off the side in a hallway, but like no one's walking down this hallway right now. And if they are, no one is caring.
In here.
Yeah, like if you want, even if you were to go to like a side area real quick, like no one's really paying you attention. Like they don't care.
Okay.
But Yep, roll me that awareness.
I did. I
What'd you
have
get?
no clue who's here.
That's fine.
Whoa.
She's
A 9.
she's going to just reverse questions. Funny has been. Yep. Okay. So I am gonna tell you, Balin is her posture is odd. She looks a little. Her fur is a bit sweaty. And she's lying. She's probably lying. I wouldn't say she's. Nah, she's lying. Nah, she's lying.
Pawnee is going to say, I'm not going to tell anyone, you know?
She's just like, just listen. We weren't supposed to tell anyone yet. All right.
That's fine.
I
kind
didn't know how to bring it up. We're in the middle of a war. It's not the time for me to be. She just kind of like looks down at her. It's not the time.
If you think about it, this is really the safest place to be, because who's going to get to your baby when we have armored knights, tarot blasters, 2
We're
paracausal
constantly in a war
users?
zone, so.
You can constantly be at home. It will just protect you.
I don't know what I'm doing with a kid. I barely. We talked about this. I know we said we wanted it, but
mother.
that's not. I strongly disagree, but that's not the point. We're part of the Shadow Guardians.
Yeah, and
We're.
hear me out. Your
I
baby's
had an
got the
awful
best security
upbringing.
guards on this planet.
I had an awful upbringing as a trafficked girl. I don't know how to do this. I also know that being in. This is probably not the best place for a child.
You know, same. And I've also never been a parent. But your child will never have to go through the things that you went through. Because you're here.
She just like deflates.
I was also trafficked. And
Right.
now I have a
forgot
tarot
about that.
blaster. So if someone tries to get to your baby, I promise they were getting their head blown off.
That's not the point. She's like looking at her. That's not the point I was making, but
If your point is that you don't know what to do because you didn't have a good example, that's okay. We all learn. None of us have a good example. Do you think any of us would know how to be a parent? But I'm sure some of us, especially Emiko. Now, Emiko, I love her, but I feel like she's going to have a whole litter. There's going to be like 12 kids running around here one day. You know, but like I'm sure we will all figure it out eventually. You know, and I can just be cool auntie if you need help, you know?
Latricia just pokes her head from behind the corner of the hallway and she's like, I'm sure it'll work out.
What are you doing here?
I was listening.
You're eavesdropping.
Somewhat. I did come with you, Balin. Balin's like, but oh, right, she did. Shit. I completely forgot.
Damn.
You're
well, I guess
really sneaky.
The 3 of us.
She just smiles.
She is very sneaky. I love that about her.
She'll walk over.
But yeah, like, and think about it. Like, you have extra people to change diapers, to feed baby,
She's
doctors
just
literally in the next door over. You know, like what parents have that? You know.
She just looks over and she's like, it's a lot to take in. I don't know if. I mean, we talked about this being ready for this, but it's so much happening, and now. Latricia just kind of walks over. She's like, I'm sure it'll work out fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I mean, you. Aren't you happy about it? You said you and Brisk were planning on this, right? She's like, well, yes, but I imagine that we didn't think it. I didn't think it would happen this soon. I guess. She kind of looks down. Latricia just says, Mapani's right. I'm sure you'll make a good mom. Also, again, she's got a point. Yes, the threat around us is dangerous, and we are in the middle of a war, but you're not going to be having the child immediately. And besides, this is probably one of the safer places. She's right.
Yeah. Most of the stuff, the experiences that we went through would not have happened if we had more adults around us to protect us. And this little one's right here has a whole bunch of adults around them to protect them. So they'll be fine. Apani says while pointing to her stomach.
She kind of looks and she's just like, I'm not sure if I'm the... I don't know if I deserve... Latricia kind of says, you do deserve it.
Yeah, you do. What are you worried that you're gonna mess up or not know how to do?
I didn't really have parents, and I didn't really have a good upbringing. I didn't know. I don't know what's... I don't know how to...
I mean, we had to learn it through trial and error, but yours won't have to learn it through trial and error because they'll have a parent there to teach them good things that we learned.
Latricia kind of looks over. You should ask Kaya and Lyshishka. They have children.
No.
She's like, Kaya. Maybe that might be a good idea. Yeah.
It's like, despite the fact that we're, in a war, we're not exactly getting targeted at home. We kind of have to go somewhere to be targeted. We could just keep the ship somewhere safe and you could stay there,
Well, I'm not going to just abandon you all in the middle of this conflict.
Well, it's not abandoning. You can help without necessarily being on the battlefield swinging a sword around.
Yes, you're right. Oh, I really did like that new armored knight. She's like looking at...
I mean, I'm not a medical professional, but as long as you don't, as long as the armored knight doesn't get damaged, and we're not in like a really bad fight, I feel like maybe it'd be like the last one we were in, they were so easy. I mean, like they were pretty easy. Like I feel like not like 9 months pregnant, but like maybe when you're like 2 months, a little stretch is good. You don't want your gun to get rusty.
She's just kind of... She's just like... She's kind of coming around. She's just... I just don't want to mess this up. I've messed up a lot of things in my life. I can't mess up something like this. Not someone else. She just
won't.
kind of puts a hand on her shoulder too when you say that. You won't, and we're here to help you if you need.
Yes.
She just says, thanks, you too. I'm not the best with this thing, but Latricia says, neither am I, but I think I know what you mean. And she will reach in and she'll kind of scoop you up too and go in for a big group hug.
Oh.
And it's just like,
I join the group hug.
Thank you. I'm not exactly good with that stuff. He's like, that's alright, I had to learn.
Me too. I'm still not the best at it yet, but we're all figuring it out.
Latricia will let you go. Latricia has tight hugs, so she's, as Crow knows. So
Hugs
she will
so
let you
tight
go.
the baby can float in the womb.
Indeed.
This baby is loved.
She's just recently pregnant, so
Yeah.
She nods, says, she just kind of puts a hand on her stomach.
In the womb.
Yeah, she can kind of like, puts her hand to like her lower, her lower, I almost said abdomen, lower stomach. She's kind of like, So, yeah, I guess I'll just have to make sure things work out.
Yeah. And hey, you got a new personal bodyguard.
Yes, I guess I do.
I'm
She
not
looks
going
over at
anywhere.
you.
I'm not letting nothing happen to you.
Hmm.
I already wasn't gonna let anything happen to you, but now I'm really not gonna let anything happen to you. They're not even allowed to scratch you.
I won't be worried about me. I'm not going to be in the main line of fire at the moment. Just on standby in case things go bad. Oh, right. Also, Brew talked about wanting to get a truck to get you guys out of the area once things go, well, once you guys leave the auction and you head towards the edge of the city limits.
That sounds good. Oh, just to ask, are you okay with being in the next mission?
She kind of she says, "Am I okay with this? I've been itching for action ever since I got in that new armored knight in the last fight. You kidding me?"
Fair. Just
I mean, I know this
be
isn't really
careful.
going to be action, but yes, I know. I've got to be careful for 2 now.
Yes.
Also, I found out over the summit attack, I need to tell Brisk.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm sure he'll be very excited.
I
He
didn't
gives the
tell
father
him
type.
earlier. I was worried, I guess.
He'll be excited. Are you worried he's not gonna take it the right way?
I guess so.
He seems like the father type. Trust me, he'll be excited.
She kind of looks over it, you think?
Yeah.
I guess Scalebrain would probably think that. He's too good for me, you know.
You deserve him more than you know. You gotta stop being so hard on yourself.
Maybe I do.
Is it safe for me to talk about you know who?
Titus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? What happened when I wasn't there?
You may have threatened him, but hopefully he can get his head out his ass because he's about to be an uncle.
What did you threaten him with, if you don't mind my asking?
I may have said if he ran again the next time he would see me, my gun would be pointed at his head. But you know, it's not that
She
bad.
bursts out laughing, by the way, when you say that. She just starts fucking cackling.
It's not that bad.
She's just, she looks over. Oof. Well, at least someone said it.
Yeah. Hopefully he gets his head out his ass.
We'll see. But as much as he might not want to admit it, he actually has changed since she's met all you. He just might need, like you said, the firm kick in the ass to not avoid things as much. Maybe, who knows, though.
It was funny. He had the audacity to tell me to get out his head.
He's not really wanting the intrusion now, I'm guessing. She kind of laughs. Oh, that crow kid. I think he might have gotten to him. I don't know, something about him.
Yeah, I love Crow.
I'm sure you do. Oh, you're all not planning on also joining the bun in the oven department, right? That would be very bad.
I think that's more Emiko's thing.
Patricia, no, it's
I
definitely Emiko.
If Emiko like popped out pregnant, but also I don't know. I haven't really talked to Emiko about it.
Patricia's just like, we make sure that we all have protection to avoid that. We're not trying anytime soon.
If we ever run out of protection, Emiko's the first one pregnant. I ain't getting pregnant.
We're going to make sure that doesn't happen.
That's why I use the back door. There's no risk of pregnancy. Use the back door.
Imagine the ship just gets turned into a daycare.
Patricia's very much going to be like, we're trying to avoid that scenario.
Yeah.
Besides, we still have a lot. Honestly, Balin, I'm kind of in a similar boat to you. I don't exactly know how to navigate that, but I think I'd like some kids eventually. Not anytime soon. I think I'm a bit young for that. Or maybe. There has been young people my age, but I not really focused on that right now.
Young people.
I mean, you know, I don't know if I ever want to give birth to any, but I'm cool being the mom that doesn't push it out.
She
Upon
just kind
very
of
awkwardly and starts to like stutter a bit.
Letitia just says, "That's understandable."
Well, I don't think you're necessarily too young per se either, because I think my mom was younger than you
Really?
when she had a ton of. Yeah,
Then
you know.
again, I'm pretty sure that my parents. Actually, I don't know my parents. That's a hard one. But from what I've read about, Gale Tales live long enough that some of them don't have kids until they're like maybe in their 70s.
That makes sense. I mean, honestly, I don't see a rush.
Balin's kind of looks over. Most of us Versia don't actually have always the longest lifespans outside of a few assistant things, but I mean, I'm not past my prime, though I'd be lying if I said I wasn't exactly feeling my age in some moments, but who cares?
I don't.
She kind of waves it
I
off.
don't. I don't think any of us are past our prime. We're still young. But also, like, if and I don't know, my memories are a bit faint now, but I remember having so many siblings, and I still remember my mom looking relatively young. I don't know. I feel like she, especially because like some of my siblings. Yeah, I mean, there was no way she was like older than maybe 30.
Patricia again says, actually, I was gonna ask you about your family, if you didn't mind me asking, that is.
Mhm.
I know that Nelfnir is a touchy subject considering what happened there to you, but I know that Lyshishka was looking into your family to see if they could find anyone. It seems like it's been quite hard to. I don't want that to make it seem like they're not alive or anything, but I was gonna ask, what do you remember you mentioned you were from like one of the tribes on Nelfnir, right?
Mhm.
What exactly did your family what was your tribe about? I've read about like Altolatel and things, but I've never really read about the Nelfnir tribes.
I wish I knew more. I remember sparring with my sister, and I
So there was some
remember.
element of combat to it?
I remember seeing a lot of glowing things.
Glowing things.
I feel like I wish I had. I wish I could remember it more vividly. I don't know.
Bailey kind of
I
thinks.
remember. I
Could
remember
be.
the elders, Opa and Che and Malia. I remember my mother and my father. I remember my little baby sister, my
Bailey
brother
kind of looks
Kai.
over at you when you're saying this. She says, "Bailey's like, your armor. Does that come from your
Mhm.
people?"
Kind of. I mean, it's something I put together from things. I did go back to the ruins per se after a while, but
I've seen your armor before, but I can't remember where. Trisha kind of looks over and she's like, I can't think of anything. Actually, no, wait, there is something. Architechian, right? Malin like nods. Yeah, Architechian. Trisha nods. She's like, oh, I get what we mean is the design of your armor. It's Architechian, like from, the old ancient civilization. But it's odd. Like symbols and such like that, I don't exactly recognize, I guess.
I mean, I can't exactly tell you the origin of it because I don't know. I did kind of just pick up bits and pieces that I found.
If you wouldn't mind, Would you mind if I, like, when we go to bed, after we go to bed or something like that, like, go up in between us, the next mission and such, would you mind if I try to transcribe some of the scribbles on your armor? I'm curious
Sure.
about some things. It definitely looks like Architekian dialect, but it's odd slightly. Maybe, well, I should say maybe it's a dialect of Architekian. I might be able to figure out what it means or what it says.
That would be nice. I like that. I've
But
never really tried to look it up. It's been something I kind of worked on. It reminds me of home
Valen kind of
for the
nods.
past,
Must be
I don't know how
nice.
long at this point.
Well, she kind of looks, yeah, you've definitely done a good job with that. Though I can tell you definitely salvage parts from other things to rebuild it. I'm curious what it would have looked like in its full prime state. I've not actually seen exogear that often. I haven't really mentioned it to you, but yes, it's something that I've been curious about before.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't mind looking into it. I'd love to learn more about it.
She kind of says, I'll ask around and see if any of the guys or gals know anything about Architecture and exogear. They might. They come from different backgrounds, so there's a chance that one of them probably knows.
That'd be really cool. Let me know what you find.
So, cutting away from that, unless there was something more else you wanted to say.
I wasn't really gonna say anything else. I was gonna say that Pawnee's voice kind of gets softer and she gets a little bit slightly sad. Just a little bit.
Latricia will just kind of curl her tail around your waist and kind of pull you into her a bit.
Oh.
Meanwhile, though, hey Gwen. Just a brief thing with you. Brew would like to come by and say hello.
Okay.
To your room. Well, I mean, you guys are on the ship. So Brew, with his arm sling, will come by and he gives you like a tap at your door. If the context of everything is they've had their second part of their meeting, I skipped over the review about your armored knight.
You're cutting out.
Now, can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Okay. The context of what you've missed has basically been the second meeting consisted of the operations plans. They have a pretty good, solid plan of what they're doing. And then, also, by the way, Titus, I did clock what you texted me. Just wanted to make sure I mentioned that I did see it. Anyway, they after they did that, they also talked a little bit about the armored knights they've gotten. They talked as well about the planet system, actually like what it is, like in detail, like full detail as well. Why the crow is sought after is because of the planet system. Blah blah blah. I mean, I say blah blah blah. It's important. Regardless, though, the main plan is that the main operation is that you guys are going to an art auction in the capital of Memorem called Tarataro. You were there in your first operation, if you remember. Now it's a bit more of a bigger city and still developing. It's partially overtaken by the Retribution, but because of the situation, they really can't do anything to you in the city limits. Otherwise, it would look very, very bad for them. So, you guys are attending an art auction because Jovan Diaz, the Memorem Commerce Secretary or Minister, is hosting an event, hosting the art auction. And he has all the information you guys need in his main manor where he's hosting the auction, as well as on his person as it pertains to the retribution supply routes and supply routes, suppliers, and business dealings. Mainly because you can definitely confirm that he is the one that worked with Darren Preach way back, and he probably has been funneling things for a decent amount of time through Darren and other sources as well, which is why Darren was almost silenced by the Retribution when you guys got there in your season finale. That being said, though, all of that past that, Brew is pretty much everyone is on this operation except for Titus, at least physically. For the most part, all of you are showing up with Ishin. You guys are on a nice little vacay and exploration of Tarataro. A little vacation time. And you're going to be presenting yourselves as who you'd like at this art auction. Obviously, you still have your main orders. I'm kind of being facetious here. You're supposed to be like acting like
Are we
this.
gonna buy anything at the auction, or is it just? We're
I
using
mean,
the
if
auction
you
as
want
just
to
a
do
cover?
that to play the part, if you want to attend one of the auction areas, you'll get more details on the event soon. But at the moment, yes, if you would like to do that, that is something you can consider. If you want to bring a fat stack of some change to be like, I'm going to play the part. I'm going to be one of the auctioneers. Wait, is that the right word? No, auction. So whatever. People buying stuff.
Yeah.
And yes, everyone's figuring out like what disguise and stuff they wear. To the most part, I don't think the party's actually really disguising themselves super much. They're not going to be wearing like all of their main gear. I mean, people might put some hidden weapons on them, but like I don't think anyone's going to be like showing up. Like I don't think a Pawnee showing up in her full fucking set of Iron Man armor or anything like that. Or Iron Heart armor, I guess, in this way.
No.
But people will probably have some things on them. The idea is, by the way, the idea is not to get in a fight. The idea is very much like you are here as spies, not as combatants. You know what I mean?
Incognito.
Yes, like even if your identities are known, like it would be you don't want to start a fight because it looks bad at you, and they don't want to start with a fight with you in the city because it also looks bad. Like blowing up the manor would be bad on you, blowing up the manor would be bad on them. So they're kind of like, or even in the city, right? So because of this, there's a unique opportunity where you can kind of be as you are. Of course, there is probably some reason to blend in slightly because if they do recognize you, it might be more hard for you to get into some secret areas because I should clarify at this time there is going to be secret meetings that they expect Jovan to be having, which is what they want to try to listen in on with some of the auctioneers, I guess we'll say. They expect that Jovan is trying to connect with other people because the Retribution was planning on Ishin being dead and them being the sponge that would soak up all the influence. Because Ishin's alive and they countered with Lyshishka about everything that happened at the summit, there are some people, some Memorem leaders and other heads of the state that are not exactly all the way on board with the Retribution yet. So this is kind of like an icebreaker to try to get them that way because they have to make up for the loss that they just suffered. Just setting the scene for you. That being said, why is Brew coming to you? Brew wants to thank you for basically keeping him alive. So, knock knock.
Hello, who's there?
Brew will be like, it's Brew, you know, the one and only.
Yeah, thank God. If there was more than one brew, I think I would kill myself.
Oh, such a heartbreaker, Gwyn. Alright, by the way, are you gonna open the door for him, or are you want him out, keep him outside the door?
Yeah, I'll open it. He's crippled right now.
Yeah, he'll walk in. He doesn't have his crutch. He's at least walking relatively fine. He has his arm in a sling, and you can see his chest is still wrapped up. And he kind of says, "Well, oh, I don't know if you heard, your new machine."
Oh my new pilot or no what?
Yeah.
Vigilance.
Yeah, the Ever Vigilant, I think is what it's called. We didn't talk about it at the meeting, but Crow came by and he'll give you a little slip of something so you can see what it says on it. Or not slip, he'll give you like a little transmission device so you can see the details on the unit. Like weapons and things like that. It seems to be upgraded in many parts, mainly focusing on the weaponry and defensive capabilities. Something I'm sure you'll like.
Yeah.
Crow says, ironically, that he fed it some information from me, myself, interestingly enough. Don't know why he did that, but...
Well, how are you doing? How's your injuries coming along?
Oh, you know, I'm doing alright. Haven't, when I breathe, I don't bleed anymore, so... I'm doing alright. He just kind of looks over. I did want to genuinely thank you, though. I wanted you to know I'm okay if you're angry at me about everything. With me formerly working with a retribution and such. I understand that...
I don't really, I mean, it didn't really bother me.
What do you mean it didn't really bother you?
I mean, that's your past. You know, everyone has a past that they're
Well,
ashamed
yes,
of,
but I was effectively spying on you all for a time.
Yeah, but you also were dying for us in the process.
I,
I mean,
he kind of stops
it's
when you
like
say that.
uh, I don't see it too. I mean, So when would you get on me? If you were spying on me, I'd actually like to see the notes you took on me.
Nothing too, I can assure you nothing too explicit or bad, just combat information and the like. But
You put on my badass. You put on my badass.
Yes, to a certain extent. I said something along those lines, that you are one of the main linchpins of the team, keeping them defended. It wasn't necessarily just something I said to detail them, though. It's definitely something I think more of in terms of your role on the team. There's many times when you've taken a lot of the brunt of things for the rest of the team. Maybe that's why he took that information. He kind of thinks. That being said, I guess I'm wondering how you're doing.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm actually pretty excited about this upcoming mission. The whole auctioneer incognito. You know, it gives a chance to spice things up.
I guess it does. I guess it's a bit normal for me, but for the rest of you, I imagine it might be a bit different.
You cut out.
Oh, he
I don't
says,
know if you cut out.
which part did I cut out at?
This is new for. It's
Oh,
used to him, but it's new for us.
it might be new for us, he says, or he imagined for the rest of you. That's what he said, yeah.
Yeah. I'm already coming up with like some ideas. I'm thinking, what if I become one of like if I put an art piece in the auction, that gives me a reason to be there, and if it gets sold, I make money. It's a win-win.
Are you going to try to make some art in the meantime?
It's art is subjective. I like grab a piece of paper,
He
draw
just
like
starts
5
chuckling.
lines, and I'm like, yeah, look at that. Call it lines that cross but never destroy. And then, yeah, and then people gonna look at that like, wow, what a message.
More abstract, guess that's what you're going for. He kind of chuckles.
Yeah, people love that shit.
I think it's nice, though I think Memorons are a bit less abstract focused. If there's some art that you'd really like to show, though, I can give you something if you'd like.
I mean, yeah, sure. I've seen what the competition's like.
He kind of like chuckles. It's nothing really a competition. It's an old piece that's I made with someone a long time ago.
Oh, it's one of your originals, I see.
I'm no artist, I can assure you. They were, though. There were a lot of things, actually. Oh, right. I forgot that you know. I'm referring to Bella, of course. Long time. Okay, I know this is a while ago. Remember after the Darren Preach thing, and you and Brew started hitting it off a lot more. Not like in a romantic way, just like you guys became like really good friends. He told you about something in his past, specifically about his past love, because you asked him about like if he had any past like romantic partners that really like stuck out, and then he told you about Bella, and that he said that was his biggest. He said it was his first biggest mistake out of two he's made in his life. And I mean, the second one, obviously now you know, is that he was working for the Retribution and was betraying all of you at the time. The first one, though, is he left to join. Well, he didn't tell you to join the Retribution, but he left Bella.
Right, it's time to come back, and then he tried finding her.
Yeah, and he couldn't find her. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I think. Oh shit. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I accidentally hit my headphone. Sorry. Did he tell you whose daughter she was? I thought he did, didn't she?
Bella. That part.
You don't remember? He told you her middle name. I don't know if he told you her last name.
I mean, if I know her name, I can probably roll a knowledge to see.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me like a recollection or a local regal. I'll let you do that. I think the only one that would know would be you, actually, on the team right now, because Bruce never talked about it, really. You're his best friend. Let's see.
Recollection or knowledge regal.
Recollection might not be bad.
My recollection is.
Yeah, because it goes off a cognition, which you're a guardian, so you have a good cognition. At least usually.
Well, never mind.
Oh. Oh. You know what? I'll give you favor on this roll. I'm being generous. Don't roll snake eyes. Alright, that's not that bad.
What's 17?
God, I wish I had. I know it's getting uploaded later. Dating this recording a bit. But I don't really want to go purse through the video like right now, even though I could. I'm gonna just say that he would have told you the name. Bella. Wait one sec. I think I know the middle name. I think it was Kimaris, but. Wait, did I miss it? I might have missed it. Memorem, blah, 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 blah. Brew, where's your significant other? Or former significant other, I should say. Yes, her full name is Bella Kimaris Watar.
Bella Kim... can I get a spelling for that?
Yeah, I'm gonna send this to you. I should have just sent you the name. Here you go. We will put it. Put in game time. Also, hello, Lurker. In the chat. We're just having a little session, so.
Oh yeah, sorry to lurk on you guys. I just wanted to see how the system.
Oh, you're all good. I guess right now it's not really too much of a system test as much as they're actually like in a session, so. But.
Oh well.
Anyways. Yes. So. Did you get the name in game time chat, Lewis?
Yeah, I got it. So, but the name isn't really sticking out to me. Daughter of who?
Watar. Would anyone else in the group like to remind Lewis real quick that last name and why that might be important?
So you know the retribution that we're fighting?
Yeah.
Do you remember who's in charge of the retribution?
No. Is it a Watar?
It's a whole... Yeah.
You know it.
Do you remember his first name?
Yeah.
I was going to say Titus. No.
Were you about to say Titus? That's crazy.
Wow.
Come on, you know the first name. It starts with an H. It's crazy that this will probably make you remember. What is Naruto's daughter's name?
Himari.
Well, close. Himawari. It's close to that name, but it's not exactly that.
I'm gonna just control F. And...
Honestly, you probably could. If you just search the last name in your in Shadow Guardians chat, you probably could find it, because I'm pretty sure I put it in there. It's crazy. Gwen absent-mindedness forgot about the entire main villain. Others are currently being like...
We have a Shadow Guardians chat? The only Shadow
Guardians... go to Alpha Tester and then go to Threads. So click Alpha Tester, and then if you... hover over Alpha Tester chat, and then there's a thread called Shadow Guardians. That's where all the information is usually posted. That's also where the last session information was. Yeah, I don't think it usually shows unless something is frequently posted in there, and usually I only post something in there when, you know, session stuff happens, which is like once a week or 2 weeks. So.
Aha. Yeah. Yeah, Hawari.
There you go. Hawari and Watar. Yep, you got his name. Yes.
Congratulations.
So damn. That's crazy.
Yes.
So I'm guessing he knows that, right?
Yeah, he does. He does. He looks. I assume you would bring that up again and just say like, yes, that's. He just kind of nods to you and say, yes, she is in fact the daughter of Hawari. I believe his only surviving, well, only surviving child. Her brother and mother died in an attack by the Consortium many years ago. She said it was something that changed him as a person. But she was always wanting to, how would I put it? I always felt like she wanted to do more for her father. Even though she was estranged from him, I could tell she deeply cared about the man. My time working with him, I can't exactly say I understand why, but the way she talked about him back in the past, it does seem like he was an entirely different person. But I guess revenge will change that about you, won't it? Regardless.
Now that we're going after him, is that going to be a problem, or is that...
Well, I was never able to find her. I went back to Memorem during the 6 months that we had on leave. And, well, I guess partial leave. And I couldn't find her. Our home had been abandoned, as if we had never existed there. I can't fault her. I did leave. I said it was to protect her, to keep her out of this mess. But I was really running away. I was running, yes.
I wouldn't beat yourself too much about it. Maybe your cross, maybe your paths will cross again, and oh shit,
Maybe.
like the drawing, paths crossing without destruction. Damn, I come up with good messages. Such a good artist.
I guess you do. Maybe we will. From what I understand, I assume, well, from what I saw at least, it looked like she had left. Probably towards south, maybe Dogma or Gara. She did talk about wanting to go. To Gara or Noblesse was a big place, I remember. Wanting to see the sights there. Forget all about the Watar family and everything. I should have taken her up on that offer. It's astonishing the things that we don't see until they're gone, isn't it?
Yeah.
But, yes, in any case, thank you for everything. I'm not going to die or anything. I'm not planning on leaving, of course. I just want to thank you. You've been more of a friend than I honestly deserved after everything.
No problem. It's what I do.
I guess it is. Linchpin of the party, after all. Well then, I'll leave you to things. I've got some things to get ready and a call to make. We're going to need some way to get in and out of the city before we get to the ship. I might be able to handle that. And I've also got to start doing a little bit more of some physical therapy. Can't be showing up to the art auction with a sling like this. He kind of waves his elbow a bit.
I mean, maybe they'll probably be like, oh, it's just some handicapped guy looking at some art.
Maybe.
Easy on you.
But just in case something happens, I want to make sure I'm at least ready for a little bit. I know we're not planning on getting into a fight, but just in case.
Yeah.
And he will take his leave unless there's anything else you'd like to say to him.
No.
The only thing you'll hear mummer was, He'll say that she really did love art. Is all he says as he's leaving.
Did he leave the art piece that he said he was gonna show me, or?
Yeah, he'll go get it. He'll bring it back.
Alright.
If you'd like to know what the art piece is, it is a portrait of two hands. I guess it's like more like I don't know. Would it be a self-portrait? Probably. Of two hands clasped over each other, their fingers interlocked. Above them is a purple ring, often associated with the Sada and the that faith, the silent nitrous, as well as Sadara. Sorry. And yeah, I know it's a name for you. But also there is kind of like this. There's this kind of, you can almost see like sunset and dusk approach to both sides of the image where the hands are locked together. And there's no name for the piece. He doesn't give you a name, but it definitely has. You can tell it's like a watercolor painting. It has a very personal touch to it. You almost feel like when he says that they made this together, you can kind of get the feeling like the hand clasp were definitely supposed to be like theirs, type deal. But he doesn't really talk much about it. He just kind of nods looking at it. Picture brings up memories. But in any case, all of you, I imagine, will be getting your stuff ready and prepared, getting all the armored knights loaded up on the ship, and you guys can take off. Are you guys leaving in the evening, night, or the morning? What are you guys doing?
I think in the night, I think.
At night? Alright. Gotta fit the Shadow Guardian's name. So
if we have time then, because we're leaving at night, can I make a copy of that painting in the meantime?
Ooh, you want to try to copy it? Okay. Oh, yeah. I think I know why. That's sweet of you. Yeah, I'll let you do that. Roll me, what would this be? Roll me an appraisal first. I want to see how well like you can gleam the image and everything like that. And then after that, I would say, because I know there's like a writer's kit. And you could probably procure one like from someone on the ship. I would say over the course of several days, you could probably make the piece. Like try to replicate the piece. What check would I want you? Funny enough, there is a profession about this.
Oh my God, I fucking hate this game.
All right, that's fine because that just means that you could ask for help. Would you like anyone to help you? Would you like to ask anyone on board to help you with this?
Who do I know that is good at copying things?
Me.
Hear me out. A lot of us pay a lot of attention to detail.
That is true.
That's true. That's me.
You could ask all the people. Just ask everyone.
Funny enough.
What?
Fuck. Trying to remember the name of my teammates.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He said, I don't remember you.
I don't remember you.
Gwendolyn the Amnesiac on the team. Gwen, what's your last name?
My last name?
I'm joking.
Do I have a last name?
I don't know. You? Did you ever have a last name?
I don't think I ever gave myself a last name.
Yeah,
I'll be up for it, whatever. You can give me whatever
who
last
wants
name.
to help you?
I can't remember the teammate's name, but I would go to the one that I know is the nosiest and that would like to know everything, which is usually the loud female.
Your team is mostly females. Maybe not loud always, but still.
Whoever Apani plays.
Wait, what? That's the loud female. I was thinking that was Imiko. Wait, what?
Yeah, wait.
Imiko.
That's not who Apani. That's not Apani. Apani is the person you're talking. Is one of the people on your team though. But yeah.
Yeah, Imiko.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
that's
she
the
was
one.
that loud.
That's
I
crazy.
didn't know she was
Imiko's the
that.
loud one. I'm the quiet one that's just
Mm-hmm.
talkative.
Well, on most things. Sometimes, actually.
Sometimes, but like Imiko is the loud one. That's definitely the case.
Oh
But
yeah,
yes.
100%. Yeah, she is the loud one.
Okay, so you're gonna go over to talk to Imiko. What are you gonna tell Imiko?
I'm like, yo, Imiko.
Yo,
And
what's up? What do you
I
need?
did not just learn that name 5 minutes ago.
Did you forget about my name, Gwen?
No,
Again?
The dial-up sound
I.
plays in Gwendolyn's brain.
How much
Hi.
do you like drawing?
Oh, yeah. You want to see? She like unveils her cloak, and she sees many pieces regarding either Crow, Trisha, or some guy named a big wolf guy. What was his name again?
Oh, you mean I know you're talking about. You're talking about Lloyd. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're his
Lloyd.
biggest fan. Yes.
Yeah.
Or
So you, how detailed is the picture of Crow that he has, or that she
What's
has?
the bulge?
what'd you say?
You get a noticeable bulge over there.
She
Oh,
makes a lot
no.
of loot art. It seems is what her forte is. A very overly muscular wolfman. A very specifically toned physique crow. You can make out. Um,
And
honestly,
also
go ahead,
very
sorry.
risque picture of Latricia and Apani as
Yep.
well.
She's just got a lot of lewd
I
images
hope
on her.
the one with me in it isn't too lewd.
Oh no,
I'm,
that's tucked under her bed right now.
I'm gonna show him I'll show her the picture I got from Crow. I'm like, can you make a replica of
Or a
this?
brew, you mean?
Oh yes.
So what exactly do you want me to do with this?
She wants you to make a
I
replica of
need.
it.
Yeah.
Oh no, I want to hear like
Oh,
what she
okay.
wants to do.
Okay.
Can I get
I
an
mean, coming
exact
to you,
replica of this art piece?
Can you describe it?
I'm showing you. I have it here in your face.
Yeah, I can see you putting it in my face. Okay, I see it. What is this scribble?
No. It's a piece. It's an art piece that Brew had made.
Sure, why not? Sure. You want it highly detailed or just like something beautiful?
The same way. I mean,
Uh,
yeah.
this one? She points at the picture of Lloyd.
Who?
Lloyd, the
Yeah,
big wolf man, the green furred wolf man on her that
No,
she has a picture of.
yeah.
I don't need a picture of the Wolfman. No.
Okay, sure. I'll get something up in the jiffy. So, what's the role for it again?
All right. So, are you? I assume you're gonna try to make this piece.
Yeah.
All right. Let me read something real quick. In fact, all right. So, how you can make this quick? I need you
Yeah.
to make an appraisal check.
Sure. Could I also
Are you
like
versed
add
with
to
writer's kits? Out of curiosity.
writer's kits? I think so. I didn't think I don't have it on my items list.
It would be in your skill verses on your first page. On your.
Oh, I don't think I have it. I think probably I should have it.
Let's check chapter 4 real quick. Right. I don't have. It's the new computer, right? Let's go to Google Docs first, and then open chapter 4. As I need
Also,
to
could
check.
use my deafness of sorts to like alongside my appraisal?
A little bit. I'll let you use something. It's gonna be multiple. It's 2 checks, so it's agile hands actually, not deafness. Fuck, where
Agile
is
hands.
Yes, that's part of it.
Okay.
I just gotta find... I am gonna need the appraisal, though. I just gotta find if you can add verse to it, because... Nope. Alright, what'd you get?
13 and 14.
Okay.
13 for the appraisal and also 14 for agile hand.
So I'd say a 13 for the appraisal. You're kind of able to glean a good bit of the composition of this piece decently well. Enough that you think like, yeah, you can probably make it. You don't think it's going to be exact. Like you definitely don't think like you can maybe make this exactly as it is, but you do think you can make something that's close enough that if no one saw the original, they wouldn't be able to guess that this is a fake.
And what about the 14?
That is your composition, or how you do your composition. So this is going to take you a decent bit of time, basically for the remainder of the time before you guys take off on your ship. You're in your room, kind of busting this thing out, trying to draw this thing. It's the one thing about it that like is a bit, I guess I'd say more like easy for you is the watercolors and the way that it's like painted. It's very flowy and it kind of smears. It kind of smears like the skin and stuff like that. You can see the strokes even. So you don't actually have to be as neat as you would be for many others. It's kind of deliberately a bit more messy because it gives it a bit more of a homely feel and a bit more of a like, almost like a personable feel. I think the word I'm looking for is homely, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like more of like a home feel, like that's what I mean. So yeah, a more personable feel to it. So you kind of try to replicate as well as you can that kind of same pattern with like the strokes and things like that, and eventually you get like, again, it doesn't look exactly like the piece. It's not even necessarily as good as the original piece, but it doesn't look awful. It looks pretty. It looks okay. You think? Probably about 4 to 8 hours later. You're probably like at this point the ship's probably taken off like at this point.
Yeah, so okay, so she brings it back to Gwen and she produces it out from her cloak and like, so here, ain't that bad, but I think I got most of it.
Oh, great. This is exactly
Here you
what I needed. Thank you.
go. And could have used a little more time, but hey, sometimes you
No,
get what you get.
it's fine. It's what I'm gonna use it for. It doesn't
So what's
need
for
to be great.
closest
Hmm.
Me looking at the artist's perfection,
You can
trying to
see a
review
little
some things.
you see a little grin on his face.
I'm gonna use it in
Are
our
you
thing in our mission.
is this for Brew? You see a little grin
No,
on her face. Is this for
no,
Brew? Is it a gift?
I got it from Rue.
Oh,
That's
I,
like it's like if I ask you for $5
I
to pay
knew
you
that
back the
you liked
$5 I owe you. I'm gonna put this in the auction.
Yeah, sure.
Himiko's like, that shit ain't
Yeah.
selling worth
Oh,
anything.
Apani,
really now?
can Apani be lurking in the background? Is
Oh,
Imiko on her
you should have
phone?
told me about that, and I would like did something better
Uh,
with Apani.
No, it's not.
just for the sake of
It's
humor,
not.
yes, you can, Apani.
Yeah,
Okay, because I was
Miko was like,
gonna say Apani has
oh,
high
so
appraisal and inspection,
Yeah, I know.
but
post the
Apani
thing
would
if
be
you want,
interested in
or
creating a painting for the auction too.
be sure.
Huh, I just thought about something. This is going to be unironically one of the funniest things, but I can't tell you why. It'll make sense when you are on the mission.
So, for humor purposes, can Apani peek her head from behind a curtain in Imiko's room
Mm-hmm.
and say,
Yeah,
"So
do
I
I
heard
see?
we needed paintings for an auction."
Yes, I do. As she like slowly turns around to face you. So
Peeking her head around
how
the
long have
corner
you
of
peeking?
Gwen's room right now.
How long
been
is she
there?
peeking?
A time?
How long? Like it's been like 8 hours since we left.
Well, I mean, no, it's
Darn.
about an hour since you guys have taken off, but about 8 hours
Oh,
since
so
when
an
you were
hour.
asked. Yeah.
Yeah, I assume.
Good time.
So, yeah, thing is, I think Gwen here wants to auction this out as she points out the painting. Do you want to help?
I think we should auction more paintings. Imagine how much money we can make.
I mean,
Mm,
I
I
don't know
like that.
how much they're gonna let us fly with. I don't think you just put anything in there. But I have reasons to put this one specifically in the auction. I'm not trying to make money. Sure, that's like the second thing. It's about if someone reacts to this painting is the big
Huh.
kind of fun.
Do you want another
Okay.
painting?
No, this
I
one's
think-
important.
Okay, I want to make a painting with you, Emiko, and I think we should auction it together and split the profits.
Yeah, you know what? Sure, why not?
So what do you want to paint? Don't say
Me?
Yes.
Ah, damn. Oh, wait, what do you think I'm gonna say?
What'd you say?
What do you
What do you
think I
think
was
he
gonna
needs to
say?
say?
I think we should do a painting of statues.
I mean, we can do some posing though.
You're right. The best inspo is at home.
Yes, especially if it's naked.
Okay, Gwendolyn, you can go
With-
now. We're gonna start working the painting.
Gwendolyn, they're in Gwendolyn's room. What do you mean she could go now? You're in her room.
Connie
Oh
forgot what.
no.
You guys are eavesdropping in her
Uh,
own room.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Connie always
Oh,
eavesdropping.
sorry. Sorry, Gwen. We'll have to go. We're gonna have to do some painting. All right. See ya. Have a
Oh,
good.
All these paints first. Now Pawnee just like grabs all of the paints and takes them.
Carol and Trisha are going to have questions about why the room is filled with the smell of paint, watercolors, and watercolor smears on the walls.
It won't be on the
Mm.
wall. It's on a canvas.
It's Emiko we're talking about.
If you guys get in trouble,
I don't
this
know
does
about-
not come back to me.
Dylan's like, look, the painting's no longer my room. It's out of my jurisdiction, okay? Fair enough. But yes, we will end the session there with the with Apani and and Emiko doing their painting. Which, believe it or not, there actually is a profession about jewel crafting, engraving, making statuettes, figurines, and painting. It's called the artiste profession. It's not really finished yet, but it is there. So I can tell you what it scales off of: agility and I believe resourcefulness, and/or.
Can I roll to see how well me and Emiko's painting comes out?
Yes, actually, that was what I was going to ask you because it's going to take you some time to do this over the next couple of days. So first off, I will need, since this is like the profession thing and you don't have the profession, you're just doing the straight check of your modifiers. So, because there's two of you working on this, I'm going to give you the extra, like the plus, even though technically usually you need someone that is in the profession to get this. I'll give it to you guys just because it's fun and I enjoy this. And I think that the audience would also enjoy this. So, yeah, I'm going to need an agility check from both of you. Well, no, not both of you. One of you. I will say, whoever has the higher agility should be the one that does this. And then add a +1 to it. On whatever you have as a plus already.
I have a 4 agility. What do you have, Emiko?
I have a 3.
Alright, so Apani will do that. Now wait, before you before you do that, I'm gonna make the other person roll the other thing. It's gonna be a resource. Oh, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Alright, I said I was gonna make the other person roll the other thing, so you might want to decide who this is. You might want to evaluate this first before you roll, I should have said. A resourcefulness check, because that's the other thing you'll need.
My
Oh.
resourcefulness is a 2.
I think
My
Emiko's is good.
resourcefulness is a 1.
Never mind. I was
It's a
thinking of
1.
your cognition. I apologize.
What's
Yeah,
your
I could use a
agility?
cognition. +3.
Your agility, my resourcefulness.
That might be a better idea. Both of you add +1 to your modifiers as well for this roll. So
So that'll be a +2 then.
No, you're rolling
Plus two, I
agility.
thought you had a 3.
It'll be a 4 for you, Emika.
I have a 3
Oh,
for
4.
Yes. Because you have a
Okay.
3 plus 1, so yeah. Yep. And then Apani, that was a 4, 3 for you?
I have a 2 resourcefulness, and I add 1, it's a 3.
How many hours
Oh,
are you
good,
guys
thank
spending
God.
working on this a day?
12 hours straight. We don't eat till
Oh
it's
my
done.
God.
Alright, I will say,
Yeah,
you will get fatigued doing this. If you, I'm gonna have to make you roll some things if you do
Okay,
this.
8 hours.
Okay, 8 hours, there we go.
8 hours.
Okay, so at
Hey,
least 8
can I
hours
use
a
my
day.
tail?
Would you like to
I
re-roll?
love it.
Yes,
So
you can re-roll.
yes,
Yes.
just 1. Nice.
What was that, a 15?
A 19.
19, okay. What was that, Apani, you got?
A 13.
A 13. Okay.
Using my other tail to re-roll that.
Yep, yeah,
Okay.
you can give it to other people. I forgot about that. Yep, you can.
Do it again.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
1, 2, 3. 3 days. Yep.
A 14.
Well, it's better
Ew.
than a 13. So, all right.
It went up by 1.
So after 3 days, you making your new art piece. We will talk about what that art piece looks like in the next session because I imagine you guys are gonna want to talk about it. Lyshishka will and Ashin will arrange it so that 2 pieces of art will be supplied to the auction from your group, and for presentation as Ashin's special items, I will say.
Special.
I don't know
Yes.
if she wants to see my painting. Let me stop.
But he will say that there are many people in Memorem that value. I should use his voice. There are many people in I might not be able to do his voice for now. Sorry. There are many people in Memorem that prefer different types of watercolored strokes and things in their art. So I'd advise using that. And I see that most of you are curtailing your art to that, which is nice. I'm sure that your pieces will be looked at fondly by many.
Yeah, a little too much fondly though. She's grinning as she's inspecting her work with a pawn.
He will look at the art and he will just say, "It is something." And what that something is, we'll find out in the next session. But yes, we'd like to thank all of you for listening in on this session. It's funny, another relaxed, I say rather relaxed, actually. There was a couple of serious moments in this session. But in terms of, we're not getting bombs rained on us, the entire summit's not getting attacked. It was a little bit lower brow, a little lower brow in some aspects.
Apani definitely didn't go invisible and break into Gwendolyn's room and then hide for hours.
No, that didn't happen. Apani definitely didn't threaten to shoot one of the party members for their, let's be fair, bad actions as of late. And yeah, nothing bad happened anyway. But yes, we'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to leave a like for the video because it helps us in the algorithm and all that jazz. Also to comment down below what you thought the best bit of today's session was. I think I have, in my head, at least 2 moments. I think definitely there are. But we'd love to hear down in the comment section what you have to say about it. Past that, if you'd like to try playing Dreamforge yourself, you can find your way to the description of this video and many of our other videos on the channel, as they link to our Discord, and that is where we have the current alpha version. I believe it is alpha 4 currently available. For those that would like to try free of charge, feel free to come by, and we'll even help you with our little Wanderers Aid nights we do every other Friday or Thursday. I think the days switch, but yes, usually you can find postings on the actual server for that. But yes, and also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube if you'd like to follow more of our sessions as it pertains to Shadow Guardians or the Echoes of Stardust group, or even just some of our other stuff we have on the channel. I know we need to do more gaming content and also some more other informational stuff about lore and things. Working on that, but time is difficult to do that stuff. So especially with us working on like the actual core parts of the game to have people be able to run them and play them. So, you know. But yes, in any case, once again, thank you all for watching, and we hope to see you in the next episode. Bye-bye!